Hello,
Nothing
chat.
where it belongs.
Woohoo! This is Magic Fish Radio. I hope you can hear me, because I fixed one thing with Zoom today, which of course must mean something else is broken.
Because fixing anything breaks everything else.
Yup.
Sounds like a IT proverb.
Yeah.
We are audible, though.
Oh, good. This is Magic Fish Radio. I also did not have the spoons to make a proper overlay for this game, so next week we will look much cooler, I promise. But I forgot what happens to my brain in 90-degree heat, as I forget every year, because the 90-degree heat helps a sort of self-amnesic thing, and it's just NYC problems. Anyway, but we are not in NYC today. Well, I am. But this game, we are truckers in space. We are playing Alien the RPG. We do tabletop RPG games on Tuesdays and Saturday nights. Please join the Discord, because there's all the information I'm trying to relate now is on the Discord, but in a way that is far easier to understand. Because I'm not, at this point I have been so dehydrated and brain fogged, I don't know if anything I'm making makes sense, and if I had to be the GM tonight, we wouldn't be playing. So thank you again, John, for doing this on Tuesday nights. We have new channel point buy-ins, because on this channel, you do buy-ins to buff or nerf players with channel points instead of cash. And Saturday we're doing something game-related. Join the damn Discord. We'll know eventually.
Supposedly crystal...
Oh, yeah.
Something?
Maybe Karabos, the Crystal City. If
That's
not
it.
if not June 4th, then the indie game night after that. And so we are going to be running 4 episodes of Chariot of the Gods, Alien the RPG. At which point we will try to discorporate our characters in as interesting a manner of ways as possible. After that, we are running a 4-session game of G.I. Joe with the Essence 20 system. And after that, we will be doing... I forget... Anime 5e.
Yes, it is a fifth edition adjacent system with a heavy anime focus. If you've ever played Big Eye, Small Mouth, especially the D20 edition, back when Wizards of the Coast made the 3.3.5 rule set open source for people to play with, it's a successor to that in a lot of respects. So it's a lot of running, jumping anime bullshit with 5th edition rules.
Notice me.
It's very possible for you to do that. Yes.
Washu, you are the greatest! Washu, you are a genius! Because my anime knowledge is 30 years out of date.
Russia. I remember those little dolls so much. But yes.
All you need to know now is friendship is your main power-up.
But I knew that from American animation, because My Little Pony happened a lot.
Didn't it just happen again?
Probably.
Yeah, there was a recent CG reboot with a whole new cast, whole new thing.
In other horror news. But yeah, so are we gonna run that for 4 weeks or some amount of time?
I can easily make something that'll run for 4 weeks on that. But again, I encourage a session 0 there, because while this thing is similar to 5th edition mechanically, the character creation is different enough that doing a session 0 to help people build their characters and show people how characters are built in the system would most likely be more beneficial than less.
All right, so 4 or 5 weeks of anime, and if you want, we have not yet opened it. We just figured this out today, and my brain is mush. So if we have a casting call in need of additional players for that Tuesday night game, we will put it on the Discord, including a link to a form to apply to game with us. It'll probably be the same form for Tuesdays and Saturdays, because we are also looking for people to GM indie one-shots for our Saturday night sessions, or alternating Saturday night sessions, because we alternate those with an ongoing campaign of NWAD in space. And yeah, so if you want to play in one-shots or run a one-shot for us on a Saturday evening sometime this summer, join the Discord, where I will have an attention span because it will all be written down. And I think that's all the announcement spoons I have, John. So over to GM John, who is the game mother.
Yes, the game mother, the obvious title for the GM for the Alien role-playing game because of the mother computer systems in the event you are one of the handful of people that has not seen Alien or Aliens yet. Spoiler alert for a 43-year-old franchise. People die, and space sucks. The first one was in 1979.
Oh.
Yeah. I saw the look of confusion.
I'm like, Aliens is older than me?
Yeah.
1979 was the first one.
The first one was, yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're going to enjoy this. This is my first time playing the Alien role-playing game, so this is going to be fun for everybody. Alien is a D6 role-playing game system, so the only die you need are D6s, but you will need two distinguishable types of D6, one for your regular skill dice and one for your panic dice. And if this is starting to sound a little familiar to the new V5 vampire mechanics, you're not wrong. But instead of replacing your dice with hunger, panic dice are added to your pools, which is what will happen when it's supposed to represent those instances of that little bit of stress helps to push you to getting the job done. Only 6s count as successes, and you only need to worry about 1s on your panic dice, or on your stress dice, rather. Panic is what stress dice can induce. Which is a whole other issue. This is Chariot of the Gods, which is the free adventure included in the starter role-playing game set for Alien, the role-playing game. If you have no desire to purchase the starter role-playing game set, you can purchase the core book and then purchase Chariot of the Gods separately as a digital PDF on Drive-Thru-RPG. They are not paying me to do this. I'm saying this in the event you don't want to get the official Alien dice and the little markers and everything, because it's just easier for people to play digitally these days. There is another adventure included in the core book called Hope's Last Day, which takes place just prior to the events of Aliens, but is much shorter than this one, so we'd have probably only wrapped it up in about 3 or 4 hours. And I wanted to make my puppets dance a little longer than that. We will have one other player who had some significant technical issues, so he will not be joining us this evening, unfortunately. So,
Mercury retrograde strikes again!
So I will also be playing his character, trying desperately to keep him alive, because I would hate for him to come back to find out his PC was already spattered against the wall. But
We'll try really hard not to kill him.
It's Alien, so depending upon how far the rest of the party goes and what they trigger, this might be a one-session game. We'll see.
Well, he could just still be in cryo sleep while the rest of us chuckleheads blow up other ships.
Well,
right?
Not quite how it
I
works.
could just see him waking like, what did you do while I was asleep? That.
Leaving him in cryo sleep might be worse, but we'll cover that shortly.
No, because if he's still in cryo sleep, we'll be like, here's a frozen Pop-Tart, and run.
It would work, probably.
But not until he's actually here.
Spoilers.
Zardoz, we will stab you in front, my friend.
I will refrain from saying anything but spoilers, but if you have read Chariot of the Gods or watched one of its various live plays online, then you know.
I
No
don't.
comments in the chat about it. No spoilers, please.
Of our 4 viewers, I think most of them are us. So... Oh, six on screen. I don't know. OBS versus Twitch stats. I don't know what's happening. Thank you for tuning in, chat. Also, use channel points.
Yep,
So
someone did.
Dave bought us a resource boost.
Yep.
We'll take it.
which adds a beneficial resource somewhere on the map. You can also spend a bit more to... Oh, no.
Yes.
So it's 600 channel points to kill a humanoid NPC. I thought I should specify. You can't just kill the alien for us. Yet. I don't know. It's up to the GM. 800 for a beneficial resource boost. And then 1,000 to buy a story point. Do we want to have them specify the player or just have it be in a pool? Because
they should, because the way the system works is that story points are normally allocated to players for inventive action, successful completion of personal agendas, excellent role playing, and would normally cap at 3 for a player. And story points can be turned in for 1 success on a check.
All right,
so that's part of the reason why it caps at 3 per PC.
Okay.
So if
chat,
you
when you purchase a thing, there should be... Actually, let me check on my screen. Okay, so I just bought another one just to test the system. So chat, when you buy something, I dare say, should the resource boost also be specified, or should just be random, or either or?
Let's leave that randomized for now, and
Okay.
I can drop in whatever it looks like the party requires more.
All right.
Rather than somebody just going, ammo for the flamethrower, ammo for the pulse rifle, ammo for this. And
We don't have a pulse rifle!
Yet.
Yet, or any more.
Or,
right, so,
you know, if somebody tries
chat...
to put in beneficial resource like smart gun. Okay, well, I know where I might put that, but it's a question of whether or not you'll go there.
So chat, so if ever you buy story points, you specify which player they go to, and there are only going to be 3 to 4 players here, so just whichever name you see that makes sense to you, we'll figure it out.
Yep.
And I'll keep track of that. Okay.
And though I am fat, I will assume that Rye was not referring to a delicious loaf of bread.
Bread.
The name on my character sheet.
Exactly.
That you gave them.
That being said, let's actually run through everyone's quick introductions, and then we will get on our way. If you actually want to describe your characters at all, that's up to you. You don't have to use the photos that came with it. You don't have to use the genders that came with your characters. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. So however you want to do this. So starting down with Dracus, if you would so kindly.
Hi, I'm playing Kayla Rye, a technician on the ship here. And, actually managed to look almost like the photo on my character sheet, which I think is really entertaining. But yeah, I'm here to help my family, and I'm not very happy about it. But I'm gonna make the best of the situation.
Copy that. Fennec.
Sup, I'm Fennec. I'll be playing Captain Miller. Very tired, very overworked captain. Just wants to get the hell off of here and get shit done.
All right. And our fantastic channel producer.
Playing a different flavor for me. I'm the reckless, grouchy pilot. Maybe grouchy. She might be grouchy today, because being a space trucker is really fucking boring. And I can only play single player on my phone games while we're in space.
Unless you want to play with the rest of the crew, but fuck those guys.
Well, I mean, not if they do want to play multiplayer. It's so boring. Put me back in the pod, it's boring.
Well then, let's open things up for you. to give you some specific context, and for those at home, to give you some idea of where you are and what's going on. You are space truckers on the starfreighter USCSS Montero, running the Gauntlet, the trade route between Anchor Point Station and the frontier. Your ship's cargo hold is packed with dozens of tanks of dangerous tritium gas that is in the process of decaying into extremely profitable helium-3. Usually, cargo such as these are towed in massive tanker modules that transport much higher concentrations of the gas a safe distance from a freight hauler. The Montero isn't rated as a commercial towing vehicle, however, and this small run is a special order for Weyland-Utoni corporate account on Sutter's World, a newly established frontier colony. While the trip so far has been fairly routine, the Montero sensors developed a glitch before you left Anchor Point and sporadically pinged contact with a sensor reflection before you activated the displacement drive and went FTL. Your cargo run so far has been without incident. Now you are just awakening from hypersleep, ready to deliver your goods to the colony of Sutter's World. And so, with that preamble out of the way, with a pop and a hiss, all of your cryopods begin to open up, bringing you all from your months-long sleep, ready to deposit you all on Sutter's World to drop off your helium-3, make yourself a tidy chunk, watch corporate take most of it away, and then use whatever's left to pay your crew, pay yourselves, do repairs, and maybe pay off a little bit more of this junk heap so that it's actually yours and you're not at the mercy of your corporate overlords. Because you're truckers, and some things never change.
I still say we should do a whole picket line drive around Neptune with all the ships.
I mean, that might have been easier if Weyland-Utoni wasn't so heavily intertwined with Colonial Marine Services.
Lobbying and bullshit.
So yes, the tanks all ping, you all begin to arise. As you all slowly sit up groggy, there's that moment of oh, I'm good. But you are all currently suffering from the status of dehydration, a common side effect from the cryosleep from the cryosleep stasis, rather. But yes, you all managed to keep yourselves from ejecting whatever was in your stomachs, which is another common side effect of the cryogenics process. And you are all, of course, greeted by a familiar
Kitty.
as somehow the ship's cat Lily wound up waking up before all of you out of her own cryopod.
I mean, is anyone surprised by this? I'm not.
I mean, if anything, you were more surprised when the corporate agent Wilson came aboard on this Weyland-Utoni operation with his cat. It's less the ship's cat and more his cat, but Lily's frickin' adorable, so...
So now she is our cat, and the corporate guy could just deal with that.
We tolerate the corporate guy. We keep him around because we keep the cat.
Lily herself is a gray and black American short hair tabby. So, she sits down and starts mowing up at Wilson. Yes, sweetheart. Yes, time to eat. Oh dear. Oh my.
There are worse wake-up calls.
Oh.
$5, he pukes.
Hopefully not on the
highly
cat.
inappropriate. I'm fine.
Here, kitty.
I'm fine.
Get the cat out of the range.
Sure you are, buddy. Sure you are. As Cham gives Cham, one of the roughnecks, scruffy fellow, but always just Cham is everybody's friend. He's just a really good guy, always willing to help a hand. And he just gives Wilson a quick old slap on the back, which didn't quite have the desired effect, as then Wilson throws up all over his own knees and shins
All
as he was
day.
in a sitting position.
But now Lily's
Oh,
in my
dear.
pod.
Huh?
Now Lily's in my pod, having escaped the storm.
Lily has already begun walking her way out of the cryo unit to the galley to receive her sustenance, as is required of the feline overlord.
She keeps us honest.
Which I should actually bring up the map of the Montero here so I can take you through everything.
Okay.
So yes, as you exit cryo, you will be walking down a hallway that eventually curves to your right, which leads you into a T-shaped intersection with you coming in on the wide part of the T. If you were to continue through, it would take you through to the comm center and to the ladder that descends into the lower decks, and passing the med lab. But Lily makes the hard right, heading straight towards the galley, where food will be theoretically served shortly. And in your current states, at the very least, hydration is a must. Though Wilson goes to clean himself first. Cham's just like, I'm gonna make you a cup of coffee, sir. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go. Anyone else want me to get started on the coffee? I'm gonna go get started on the coffee.
Make it 2.
Coffee. But first water.
Yeah.
Although
There's
the water's the easy
water.
part. I get that right out of storage. But coffee's got to be made.
Well, I mean,
There's
there's
Cham.
water in the coffee.
It's
As
just what they're
Cham heads down on his way, while the
setting.
rest of you take a moment to stretch yourselves. You can take your shower now, take your shower later, but the fact that you're coming out of cryostasis suggests that you are nearing Sutter's home, where you'll be dumping everything off. So the system would have activated, giving you about a day to shower up, dress, eat, double check everything before pulling into Sutter's world. You would have only been awakened earlier if something had gone wrong, at which point there'd be going off everywhere. But so far, you're fine. As you all eventually head your way into the galley, you are greeted by the smell of freshly brewed coffee from eternally shelf-stable coffee grains in packets, because, you know, these things could be sitting there months or a year when you move from one point to another. And Cham is already setting out cups of coffee and large pitchers filled with water. He goes, everyone, take your seats. I got breakfast sorted. I'll get you some eggs, sausage. We'll get this whole thing done. No problem. You all just take your seats.
Thanks. I'll sit down.
Miller just grabs one of the pitchers, sits.
Slow down there, friend.
Davis is sitting there looking like she's still not really awake. Is this reality? I don't know. Cat, is this reality?
Lily is currently drinking quite heavily from a water bowl that Cham set out for. Just going.
Oh, she's busy. Okay.
It's a lot to ask of a cat.
But I mean, the cats know better than we would, I think.
Yeah. So
they're in on it.
Powdered, a couple of powdered scrambled eggs later, and some frozen sausages, de-thawed and grilled up, releasing those fragrant grease aromas. And you all have breakfast set out before you. Wilson comes back in, having showered and actually dressed at this point, because I can still feel it between my toes. Coffee. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Oh.
Miller will set down her coffee. Missed a spot.
I know I can feel it. dear, oh dear. Oh, good. Food.
Think your stomach can handle it?
Considering it continues to taste like salt and not much else, yes. Oh, God, I miss food on Earth. Or, anywhere other than ships. No offense, but I prefer the taste of things other than salt and preservative.
Eyebrow raise goes up even more. Sip.
Did everyone else have a nice night's sleep? I had a great sleep. I feel fantastic. Of course you do, Cham. Of course you do.
Davis thinks we're all in a mixed up reality.
Or we're all still asleep.
I, for one, am convinced that we exist and this is real because it's the same old shithole as ever.
Yeah, but that would be a really easy VR simulation to maintain if it's the same shithole every day.
Ah, come on, Davis. Don't be so down. This is home.
Rye was down first.
I was joking.
Yeah, me and Rye, we're down in the trenches keeping everything on. I can tell when Rye's throwing around a joke. That's easy. You guys, you never come visit us down in the below decks where we're trying to keep everything running smooth and pretty.
If you want to crash, then Davis can join you by all means.
It's too early for sarcasm, Captain.
I don't know. Had a half pot of coffee. Seems about right.
Well, thankfully, we'll all be arriving on the colony world soon. You'll get your money. I'll be able to move on to my next appointment. And then
really we'll have a nice new home here.
Good luck with that.
I don't know. Got pretty cozy with Rye the other night.
Listen.
Does that mean Rye gets custody of Lily?
I don't know. Have you and Wilson worked it out? Marriage counseling doing anything for you?
Oh, please, I could never go through that again. A bitch of an ex-wife took me for everything I was worth. Why the hell do you think I'm out here doing this instead of at home?
Oh, I'm just kidding. You can have the cat. That's clearly your only comfort in life.
You're not wrong.
Man, now I feel a little bad for laughing.
Well, it's a common thing that ex-wives take the balls.
No, she left me those. Took everything else, though.
In working order, or did she get them snipped?
No, that was about the... according to her, it was my only redeeming quality. That and the money. She figured she had to leave me with one of them.
Damn. Now I feel bad.
Scintillating breakfast conversation.
Then why not use the other to make your way? But you're clearly not having a good time here.
Because theoretically I could make more money in corporate. Or make back my money.
Isn't prostitution still illegal?
Nah, it depends on what planet.
Oh, that's right.
No.
And since when did that stop anybody?
Back in the, what was it, the 2060s? I never was very good at history.
I just...
You all continue to sit around having your, powdered eggs, sausage, and coffee. Your rehydrated cornbread, should you feel so inclined.
Sneaks a sausage to the cat. Goes back to coffee.
Yeah, we're keeping the cat.
Afterwards, you head off to your to the effectively the crew's quarters. Give yourselves a quick shower, pull stuff out of your lockers, get dressed, and head on your way to the bridge, taking your positions and climbing in, because now it's time for you to start sending out signals to reach into Sutter's home and make point with Beacon Tower in order to clear up when you'll be arriving, where you should be pulling in, because you should be in comms range at this point. So
I sit in my happy chair.
Yeah.
My
So
happy pilot
Rye, Cham is going to go below decks to make sure that everything is still working right. I assume Rye is going with him.
Yep.
Okay. So Wilson, Miller, and Davis all head towards the bridge, with Lily now sauntering off to do whatever Lily does. And Davis, you climb into your pilot seat, and you are ready to start making contact, or rather to start piloting in.
Mm-hmm.
So
who's on comms?
Honestly, whichever one of you would want to be. So either one of you is able to make a comtech check in order to make contact with Beacon Tower.
I can try.
For those at home,
I have nothing in comtech. Oh, it's wits, so I have a 0.
A comtech check, similar to Vampire the Masquerade, for those who are at home watching, it's the way the systems work here is you have an attribute and a skill, and the rank in each of those things adds together to form the pool of dice you roll. So in this case, comtech would be wits comtech.
Yeah, I got nothing in comtech either.
Good job, module.
So who's
the comms person?
Apparently Rye.
Okay.
Rye, get back up here. We don't remember how the radio works.
Then I guess I didn't go downstairs with everyone else because clearly I would know this.
I found it funny. If Davis yells this in the comm system for the ship, and the captain's just there like smacking the thing with her fist.
Rye, she's gonna break the button again.
Cryostasis, you momentarily forget how to do things. We've forgotten how to radio.
Rye, help.
Yeah?
Before she kills again.
Well, first of all, percussive maintenance isn't the answer.
I don't know, it works for me half the time.
Half the time, sure, but this isn't broken. You just don't know how to use it right now.
Right, you want to go
Rye, I swear to God, if you do not get up here, my boot is going
I'm on my way, I'm on my way, shut up.
So, up the ladder, through the hallway. Rye, you arrive on the bridge. Just as Captain Miller is about to yank the...
No, stop!
No, Cap, no!
So,
then this will never end!
So now roll me your wits comtech, please.
Throw several dice and get exactly 1 6. Good for me.
That's fine, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Like,
CALM or COM? Because we need both.
Beep, 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 beep. It works now.
Captain just reaches into her pocket, pulls out a cigarette, and...
You know, they wouldn't have had to change the code that time if you hadn't started with Good Morning Vietnam. Just saying!
Was funny.
It was amazing! But this is why this is like this now.
And that would be an example of earning a story point.
Grumble just sits there with her cigarette.
Now I gotta hear this story.
Good morning,
That's
Vietnam!
later, though.
Right,
We're here with
bloody
your
comms.
helium!
Right, you hop on the navigations and communications before the captain damages the system, causing you to have some other thing to fix. And as you are reaching out into the black, you don't get a response from Beacon Tower.
Are they asleep?
As a matter of fact, when you start double checking the nav system to make sure that you're within range to communicate to Beacon Tower, The star charts, they tell you you're not near Sutter's home, like even remotely.
Oh,
You're out in deep space.
the fuck?
Okay, so we made some assumptions.
Right.
All right, back to fuck this.
I
I'm
didn't
going
break
back to
it.
bed. And
No.
At this
Ugh,
point,
God damn it.
a light is going off on the captain's command console. That is a notification from the mother system.
Pings.
Towards the back of the bridge. If you turn with the bow of the bridge behind you, the hallway to the mother system is on your left. It's the leftmost 3 doors. If you guys are looking at the map, you can actually see mother listed there, and only the captain theoretically has access. So you would pass through the one door, it would seal behind you. You would enter your code cylinder or your pass key. You would enter personal code, fingerprint scan, and then
The whole shebang.
Yeah, then the second set of doors open, leading you into this all-white, brightly lit chamber with a chair in the middle and all of these monitors and command consoles that allow you to communicate with the mother system privately for when things are captain's eyes only.
Fuck this. I'm gonna start playing Croissant Crush.
She'll go in, glance at the white room. Fucker's never heard of a dark mode. Sits down.
The lights start dimming.
Better.
Soft jazz begins to play from non-visible speakers.
Do 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 do.
Looks at her coffee mug. Where's the booze? All right, what do you want?
Right, you sit down in the chair, and you receive a notification from Mother, which informs you that you have picked up a distress call from an unknown ship and have been compelled to investigate under your contract with Weyland-Utoni, because the distress signal seems to be coming from Weyland-Utoni property, and you are contractually obliged to go and investigate, as you are still employed by Weyland-Utoni insofar as that you are leasing with the option to purchase this ship from Weyland-Utoni. And you're only about 4,000 payments away from making it yours. When you try playing back the transmission itself, it's just too garbled and messed up. There was too much interference with it, but the identification code is for a Weyland-Utoni vessel, and so you are compelled to investigate.
What?
Unless, of course, you want to forfeit your shares for this run.
Definitely not paid enough for this shit. All right, grabs her mug.
If what you salvage from this is worth it enough to Weyland-Utoni, you could get a significant increase to your shares for this run. Maybe even enough to buy the ship. Weyland-Utoni often loses stuff to pirates and such out here in the black. So if you manage to recover something of significant worth, maybe not pay off the ship, but, get her a nice retrofit and pay off more of her than you would have by this point, get you a lot closer to being able to be a free trader rather than a corporate wage slave.
Get a raise that stupid shit they've been asking for to be fixed for the past 6 months.
Yep.
Fuck it.
Someone bought a story point for us and won't tell us who it's for.
Oh, that's fine.
Dave, you have to pick who it's for.
All right.
Dave!
Dave is your captain. I order you. Please. The captain is very tired. She just wants to know. But she'll get back out. She'll come back in, and you all probably notice at this point her cigarette is a lot smaller than it was.
Is she?
Because she's been stressed.
Are we allowed to smoke on spaceships?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Well, you couldn't
Someone was
alien,
doing
so
so in
okay.
Alien.
yeah.
I have a story point. Thank you.
So she'll look at everybody. So, we're not delivering the cargo quite yet.
I look at the.
So,
Oh.
I'm gonna look at the computer. What's the date? Is it the date it's supposed to be when we wake up?
no. You've woken up. You've woken up about a month early,
Yeah.
but at this point, you are so far off target that it would still take you another 2.5 to 3 months to get to Sutter home, or Sutter's home rather.
Well, if they don't like it, then they shouldn't have put this in our contract.
So,
Corporate
Like I
cares
was
more about
saying.
this than they do about the about the colony.
Wait, so they could just do that? Sorry, Captain.
they can, yes, they can gack our ship and point it wherever they want.
While we're asleep.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, if there's no one awake to man the system, then they would have Mother auto direct to get there. I mean, it was in your contract when you signed.
Side glare.
I
think what she means is we understand, but it doesn't make us happy about it.
It's a
I'm certainly
thanks,
not
we
happy
hate
about
it.
that.
Thanks,
I'm
we
certainly
hate
not
it.
happy about it either. I'm still here as well.
That's another 2.5 months of salt and preservatives for you, buddy.
Well, I mean, once we're done here, we could all just go back into cryo sleep for the next 2 months.
We getting extra shares if we do this?
That would depend on what you're able to recover. I mean, if you are able to recover personnel or research or equipment that is of sufficient value, then your shares could increase drastically for this operation. I mean, it all really depends on what it is that we're about to investigate.
Cap, what are the chances that this is pirate bait?
Thinks about it.
I assume Captain knows better than I do, and
I would say 60% is probably reasonable.
At this point, the klaxons begin going off across the ship.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
As notifications from Mother start popping up in that there is a ship on a collision course with the Montero.
Oh, moving.
Davis?
Yeah.
So yes.
No, it's not.
I need you.
Nope,
I
nope,
need
nope,
you to make me a piloting check at -2, meaning you would remove 2 of your dice from the piloting check.
There's no way I could inspire her and say, "Don't kill our asses."
What talents or skills do you have available, Captain?
So it's my piloting plus my agility, -2.
Yes.
I've got 2 in piloting, so I could say to left, your other left.
Davis, you were right to ask if it was pirate bait. Good job. All right.
I don't know how inspiration works. I assume there's no inspiration mechanic.
There
in the
really
system.
isn't. No.
That's what I figured. I had to try.
Oh, but I do have a story point.
Yes. So you can spend that for 1 success.
Okay.
If you, there is another mechanic where you can attempt to push a roll. So if you rolled to do an action, you can choose to push the roll, which means you re-roll every die that didn't come up a 6, and can roll them again. But if you do so, you earn 1 stress point.
Yes. I also have the talent Reckless. You can push any skill roll based on agility twice, not just once.
Yes.
But each
Yes,
push
you can.
increases the stress level as 1. All right. Do I have to declare a story point before I roll or after?
I don't recall if the rule said. I'm gonna say probably before.
Okay. Oh wait, -2, so it's character sheet. So it's agility plus piloting -2.
Yes. Which for you
6 dice.
is, yep.
You whores. That's 3 5s and 3 1s. So
Okay.
I guess I'll have to push it.
Okay. So you can reroll all those die and then 1 stress die, which increases your likelihood of succeeding, but also your likelihood of something really bad happening.
That is 2 6s.
And on the stress die?
A 5.
Okay. I have to ask because it's important.
That's fine.
With 2 successes on a push roll, it looks like this other vessel's going to hit you, but then you're like, not today, Satan! And the ship is pulled down into a hard dive and then coming back up as this ship with no running lights passes by overhead. And as you are looking out, you can see this vessel about 3 times the size of your own, drifting by, but with no running lights on, the engines aren't running, and there are some signs of explosive decompression on the outside of the ship. It looks like something may have happened to cause the ship to burst outward into the void.
Huh. Like a engine explosion, or?
Nothing by the engines, but it looks like some stuff happened at a couple of different decks at different areas. You're not sure what or where, but as it passes by, you see a logo on the side of the ship by the ship's identifying signature. If you pull around to take a look at it, where it says that this is the USCSS Cronos, and it bears the Weyland Industries logo by comparison to the Weyland-Utoni logo, with which you're more familiar.
As in, this ship is older than Weyland-Utoni?
Yes, this is before the Weyland-Utoni merger.
Huh.
It is at this point that Mother begins activating and letting you all know that this is the source of the distress signal.
And does it look like, I mean, it doesn't have its running lights on, but is there any sign that it might have been attacked from the outside?
No, not that you can see.
Huh.
If you take the ship around and just sort of swerve around and have a look, you see like it sustained some damage from like space debris collision, like bits of rock and such, but that's what you would expect to see. There's no signs of like outward detonations or blaster fire or missiles or anything of that nature.
How long has Weyland-Utoni been merged?
Let me bring up the timeline, which is in the Alien Core book. Because I don't remember off the top of my head.
Good job, Davis. You didn't kill
You're
us.
still Weyland Core in 2091.
Don't worry, Captain, there's still time.
Are you trying
Civil
to get
War
us
breaks
killed?
out in the
Not
colony world of
yet.
foreign crime.
One way to get
So that's on the
payments.
table?
I mean, we have a cat on board. That's, like, against every law of God and man, so... At the very least, I have to protect Lily.
Here we go. In 2088, leading the technological revolution with such companies as Weyland Core and the Utoni. Nope, they don't bond in 2088. Weyland Corporation is left in financial ruin by the turn of the century. Okay, here it is. They are bought out and merged by Utoni, by the Utoni Corporation in 2091.
What year is it now?
For all of you, this would be around the year. This would be around the year 2115, give or take. because there's not an exact year given, but that's the time frame in which this should be existing.
So it's been out here for 20
Mother informs you that this ship has been missing for 73 years.
73 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mother, why would the beacon still be going?
Mother informs on the screen that beacons are designed to go off on a personal battery that will continue to run for a century, if not more, in the hopes that the ship will be reclaimed and its resources brought back to Weyland-Utoni. Employees would be kept in cryostasis, theoretically, and any research or equipment could be easily recovered and could theoretically endure the time on the ship as it drifts until it's found by rescue crews.
So it might not
So
have
no-
encountered pirates yet because it's just still moving.
No one stumbled on it yet.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
There's a
GM,
chance people are on there.
are we more or less on the outer rim of space? Or
Would this be considered the outer rim? You
in
know what? Let me
Firefly
check.
terms?
Yes, let
Are we
me
on the
take a
rim
moment
already?
to let me check the actual map of the galaxy here in
It's a map.
Alien.
It's a map. It's a map.
Yeah, there is actually quite a significantly sized map for the core systems and everything else. Trailward. Sutter's. Oh wow, Sutter's world is way out there. Yeah, you are in the frontier. You
Okay.
are you are in the on the outer rim. You are in you are in the void between the stars.
So.
I
Okay,
actually just
so
happened to find Sutter's world here, 111 Towery.
deep space mission from 75 years ago. I guess. Like, what does Mother want to tell us about it?
The Cronos is a science vessel. Let me bring up here. What you see, it's the USS Cronos, a Weyland SMV M3 Heliads class spacecraft. Actually, hold on a second. This I need to clarify when this is taking place. According to this, this vessel was launched on its last mission, still bearing the Weyland logo in 2110. So it's now 2183 for you all. I'm sorry, I did not notice that before.
73 years. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
It's still a long ass time.
Yep.
Theoretically, a person, should they choose to, could go through a cycle of most of their life at that point.
Yes. Or you could have aged the equivalent of about 3 weeks in cryostasis.
Okay, so not
Wibbly-wobbly bullshit.
But it is a science vessel, and its research was deemed classified, as far as Mother can tell you. But per your contract's subclauses and directives, you are to recover scientific data and samples from the U.S. CSS Cronos, escort the salvaged Cronos to Anchorhead or another Weyland-Utoni facility, and save members of the Cronos crew in that order of importance.
Ah, yes. Things have not changed much in 75 years. Okay.
So recover the scientific data and samples. That's most important. If you can salvage the Cronos as well, your ship can tug this along. So yes, if you can bring it, excellent. If it cannot be, then your priority is the scientific data, and then whatever crew members of the Cronos might be in cryostasis or whatever state they may be in.
All right. I assume we got suits.
You have EVA suits, and Mother is now also kicking up deck plans for the Cronos as it is recorded from 73 years ago, which you will find in the resources section of the Discord page.
I'm wondering, if
my.
their own research blew up in their faces, but that doesn't make me not want to go over and look.
I mean, we absolutely need to. There could be valuable resources over there. This could make us all filthy rich, heroes to the company.
Which
I
is
can't
why you're
afford
going to
not
be
to.
leading the way.
I
You're
mean,
the company, man. You're the one who's going to have all the codes.
yep.
Smirks
Fine.
as she takes another sip of her mostly empty coffee after the piloting maneuver.
Very well.
Sorry,
If you
but we're alive.
if you
Oh no,
manage
she's
to
fine with it.
if you manage to get us attached and able to walk across an umbilical path, I'll walk first onto the Cronos.
I mean, Captain, what are the chances? I mean, well, actually, GM, why can't we just lasso it and just drag it to Sutter's home?
Well, one thing that you may want to do is to get on here and make sure that the ship is intact and not potentially carrying dangerous biological samples that may have gotten loose on the ship. Because it was not uncommon for science vessels doing work on chemical or viral weaponry to do so in space rather than on a planet.
Because if there's a reason this thing got lost, then it ought to stay lost.
Yeah, I don't. Well, yeah, this is kind of the catch-22, where if this is valuable to the company, then yeah, we're gonna make bank. But no one's gone looking for it in 75 years, and yet I still want to go look.
Davis, just dock us like you would a virgin on prom night.
Still ace, Captain.
Have a lot of experience with that, do you?
I don't.
That was directed at the captain.
My whole thing froze, so I missed everything that you all said.
Oh no. It said, have a lot of experience with that, do you?
Still the ace pilot, Captain. Thank you. Like, if I don't have anything else to do today, I can still write a letter to HR. You froze up for a bit there, Captain. Are you okay?
I forget these things about you, Davis. Just pretend it's like the new shiny Sega system.
Which is really fun for playing crash bumper car style crash games on, Captain. You might want to just let me handle this. Lest you also get lest I also have to put a code on the piloting system like we did for the radio. Sir.
Okay. So
Sorry,
you're
that was out of
to-
character
to-
laughter.
No, get
Sir.
it out of your system. Get it. Go ahead.
Mine's
Excuse
in
me.
character laughter.
Excuse me,
I'm
sir.
laughing at you.
Cham's paging from beneath. Anyone
It's
want
my
to tell
fault
me why we were
Cham's
just kicked
whiskey was
around like
strong.
that? I'm not hearing any chatter from up there. What's going on?
Oh.
We're
Oh,
Davis
Fine.
decided to take us dancing.
around a ghost ship that we were sent to look at instead of going to where we were supposed to go because contract. So they diverted our route.
What am I doing down here?
Yeah.
Did he just
And in
bring the
about record
whiskey?
time, Cham bursts into the bridge. Why didn't anybody tell me there was a ghost ship? That's so cool.
because we wanted to see how fast you could run.
7 seconds? Impressive.
New
Fucking
record.
record.
New
New
record.
personal best.
Woohoo!
I can't feel my face.
Breathe.
I don't know if I remember how.
Yeah, Cronos sucks.
In the nose.
You got it, buddy.
Out the
We're
mouth.
gonna give him a little pat on the back.
Thanks, buddy. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
How
Okay.
does our corporate handler take all of this?
Noob.
Oh dear, I'm going to die.
But you know, it's all for the company, and it's in your contract, sir.
It's in all of our contracts, unfortunately. But
Figure.
yes, no, absolutely. If you would so kindly, bring us alongside, Davis, and we'll see if we can connect an umbilical injection. And I hope you don't mind me giving instructions, Captain. But if I'm to be the first one off of the ship and onto the Cronos, hey,
Lights up another cigarette slowly, and just does a very dramatic bow. By all means.
all right. So then, since I assume you all don't want to spacewalk your way onto the Montero, the first thing.
What does
well,
that mean?
It means that you would be putting on your EVA suits after you had lined up the Montero with the Cronos, and then you had walked through space from the Montero to the Kronos, as opposed to establishing an umbilical gangway from one to the other, allowing artificial gravity to continue to provide you, pressure with which to walk across.
Okay, we'll do the umbilicus.
So
But
the first thing I'm
someone
going to
needs to make sure Lily is secured in quarters, because that would be a terrible, terrible loss if she got too curious and decided to go on the ghost ship.
Last I saw, Lily was already curled up in the bunk I was using, so she is fine. All right. So I'm going to need a piloting check, please.
And what are my dice for this again? Agility and piloting. So I have one stress now.
Yeah.
Does that mean I have to add a stress dice to my roll or not?
When you have stress, you roll that value for every skill check you make until you have an opportunity to get rid of it.
Okay. So that's 9 dice. Ah! God! No! What? Ah! Runaway dice!
Right, come on, let's get the umbilical ready and then we'll,
It landed on
we'll
a
all suit
6,
up and
can I
head over.
play it?
Sure.
All right,
why not?
let's
Play
go.
it as it lies! The other one's a 6 too! Alright,
two.
I forgive you, dice. Yeah. Dice, you are forgiven, I think. So that's 3 successes, but a 1 on my stress dice. Stress die. What happens?
Okay.
Am I dead?
You are
Are we
not
dead?
dead.
Are we dead?
You are not
Is
dead.
the cat okay? Priorities.
It depends on how badly this goes. Give me just a moment. Because I need to find this table again.
Oh dear.
It's
Oh my.
my own fault for using my demon dice as stress dice, but I mean, this is what we
No,
have. We're
that's-
demon hunters
Yeah.
gamers, so this is what we got.
Uh,
2
2 sets of D6s? Pshaw.
I think.
All right. So, talents. Well, we don't want talents. That's not the page I need. Where is? All right. Modification, panic. When you roll stress dice in a skill roll and one or more ones show up, you cannot push the roll. Instead, you must immediately make a panic roll. See page 104. A panic roll can cause your skill roll to fail no matter how many successes you rolled. Besides pushing skill rolls, other stressful or dangerous events increase your stress level as well as the trigger roll. So it's page 104.
Oh no.
That's
Terribly
rude.
sorry about this, but there's so much in these books that I need to reference here, there, and everywhere that. All right, a panic roll. As long as you keep your stress check, you can use it to your advantage, but if the tension grows too strong, it can explode. You witness a violent character, resolution. Okay, roll a d6 and then add your current stress level, and then tell me what that is.
I don't know what's good, but I'm hoping for good.
I roll a 2. And
Okay,
I add
so a
my
total
stress
of a
level
3.
3. Yes.
Okay. Then you
I
managed to keep it
split-
together.
Oh, okay.
You managed to keep your nerves in check, barely. Because this ship did almost just hit you.
Well,
So
it's
you've already got bad vibes off of this ship.
I mean, it could be that. It could also be, since, again, the character is written sounds very ADHD. It could be, I want to go to the ghost ship. I want to go to the ghost ship. I want to go to the ghost ship. Trekking is boring. I want to go to the ghost ship. And she just gets a little distracted and then realizes, no, wait, I actually have to dock the ship first.
Davis!
No, I'm focused. I'm focusing. I'm fine. I hope there's coffee left.
Okay. Because you managed to keep it in check, I'm going to say you don't get to burn your extra success on a stunt, which is a thing that you can do on skill checks so long as you have an excess number of successes required to do what you were going to do.
Okay.
But because you basically panicked a little bit, you don't really get the opportunity to show off with your stunts.
What are stunts? I do not see them on my character sheet.
Stunts are things that you can do when you, for example, let's say that a skill check requires you to get 2 successes.
Okay.
But then you roll 3.
Alright.
So you can take one of those successes and use it to generate a stunt, which is a thing you could. There's a list of them underneath each of the skills in the book.
Oh,
there
in the
there
book.
would be too many to put on all the sheets.
64.
Alright.
So, for example, we'll go with piloting. For every extra success you roll, you can choose one of the stunts available to your situation. One is to gain a +1 modification to a later skill roll relating to this one, so an extra die to roll.
Okay.
Or you can show off, which in this case might be, all right, well, we have to umbilical on that side, so we're going to go up and we're just going to aileron roll over. Oh, no, we're coming in upside down, and no, we're not.
But I got distracted, so I don't get to do that. But I do get to dock us. Okay.
Yep. So then it comes to Cham and Rye to initiate the umbilical cord. That would be a heavy machinery check.
All right.
And there's actually a help from others tab here, so let me check. Can help you succeed at a roll, must be declared right away before you roll your dice. If you make any sense of the story, for each person helping you, you get a +1 modification for no more than 3 people. All right, so Rye, make me a heavy machinery check with a +1 modification as Cham helps you.
I did not get a single success.
All right, you want to push the roll?
Yeah. What does that entail?
You roll any die that didn't come up a success, but you take 1 level of stress, and you would roll that as well.
Okay. So it's any one die or
any die that didn't come up a success.
In fact,
but you
all of
also
them.
have to add your 1 stress die.
Yeah. So you can
so
reroll
is it
all
a
your dice.
1-to-1 ratio?
All take any die that didn't come up a success, roll them all plus your 1 stress die.
You can reroll all of your dice.
Yeah.
If
okay.
None of them
I got
are
a success this time.
Woohoo.
Okay. Oh wow! I just saw what your talent is. That's really encouraging for you to push rolls.
I don't know what it does. I saw it on the character sheet and then did not look at what it actually does.
You've seen it and done it all before. Nothing surprises you anymore. Once per act in cinematic play and once per game session in campaign play, you may ignore all panic rolls on your stress die from a single roll.
Huh.
So if you're running high stress and you're rolling and you get a bunch of successes, but you also roll panic on your die, the facehugger symbol,
panic.
You can just opt to ignore it once per session.
Huh. Okay.
The panic dice reminds me of sloths in space. Because it's like Honey Heist, but you have 2 stats. You have sloth and panic. And it's sloths in space. I think they ran it on Nerdsmith. I think that was something...
Probably. We ran a lot. While this is going on, can Miller go back into her little captainy room and try and find out more about the Cronos and maybe like what we might be facing, or is it just gonna...
you want to head back into the mother chamber?
Yeah.
Sure.
Davis, ping me when it's time. I'm gonna see if I can't work some bullshit.
Yeah.
All right. Once you connect and start to jack in, you and Cham get a don't get the all clear light from the connection. It looks like something happened to the connector port outside the doors of the Cronos, which is keeping the umbilical from attaching correctly. So if you want, the two of you can put on suits and head out there to try and manually attach it, or see what the problem is, to see if you can manually attach it. Or you can just go, that umbilical's no good, we're all just going to have to spacewalk.
I want to see if I can get it fixed so that we don't have to take that risk with everybody.
Okay. Do you want Cham to go with you, or do you want Cham to stay here?
I think I want him to stay here so that I can scope out the situation, and if I need help, he can come out and help. But
okay, so you want him in an EVE suit too, because it's not
on standby.
There's space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you go to get suited up, and Cham reports to the bridge. Yeah, Captain, the umbilical's not connecting correctly, so Ryan and I are going to go have a look at it, see if it's a simple fix, or if this is a significant problem. We'll let you know once we got more information.
Right. Who's going out? You or Ray?
I mean, Rye's heading out first, but I'm going to be standing by in EVE in case something goes wrong.
Right. Watch their six. Keep me posted.
Always do, boss. Always do.
So, if the umbilicus doesn't work, could I put the ship in a spin and hurl each one of us at the other ship?
You could, but if you fuck up the piloting check, you could either send them flying off into space dead, or they could just spatter against the outside of the ship like so much space debris.
Okay, so that's like Plan M.
Don't I die in Plan M? Usually.
What's the plan in which Hardison dies?
Plan M.
Okay.
Is this all in Davis's head, or
D, G,
I don't know.
And M through Q. What?
Oh shoot, did I say that out loud? Oh man, cryo sleep really messes me up.
Davis?
What?
Everyone knows that when you go into
Fastball special is Plan Z.
No, that's not actually the fastball special though.
Davis.
Yeah, the fastball special is when you launch someone out in an airlock.
Yeah, that's basically the Plan M is the softball special.
All right, so
Sir,
you get suited up, and
you knew
Cham
who I
is
was when
suited
you
up behind
hired me, sir.
So
too many Mai Tais.
So Rye, I'm going to need for you to make me an agility mobility check, because since the umbilical is not properly connected and there is now a void into space here outside the airlock, the artificial gravity is not working in the umbilical right now. So you have to spacewalk inside the tunnel to get to the end and figure out why it's not connecting.
Oh boy. Okay, I got one success.
Okay.
Oh, good.
So you're
I
just
was gonna
like,
say, don't be a leaf on the wind.
It's my job.
Oh.
when you get to the door of the Cronos, you see that part of the connector has been damaged by debris, which is why it's not connecting correctly. You could probably fix it. It'd take a couple of hours, maybe. If you guys wanted the umbilical to connect, you probably have the parts you need on the Cronos to do it.
Okay.
You mean
I'm gonna relay this information back to everybody, and
you mean they have the parts on the Montero to fix it?
Yeah, parts on the Montero to fix the connector on the Cronos. Or if you don't have the exact parts, you could jerry-rig something.
Much as I like spacewalks, given that there might be a biological agent loose on that ship, we might want to be able to get off of it as quickly as possible.
I concur. I am in full support of the the timely and safe restoration of our entryway.
Right.
Also,
Champ, how long will it take you both to work on it if I send you both out there?
Rye, you're the only one who
hours.
can see it, and like with Cham's help, well,
Less
two,
with
maybe 3
people.
hours, providing nothing goes wrong.
All right, I'm gonna make a list of what I need, have Cham get all of those things, and then come join me with the things that we need to fix it.
And Cham starts stomping around the ship in his EVE suit because it's a pain in the ass to get in and out of those things.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to help him gather things so he doesn't have to tromp around the entire ship soon.
Before I go off to help with that, I lean over to the corporate dude, and I'm like, if you think cryo sleep is vom inducing, wait till you have your first spacewalk.
Oh, I've done spacewalks. They're fun, especially when someone deactivates the magnetic boots and you start drifting away from the outside of the protected walkway. Oh, my high school classmates thought that was all very funny. Very, very funny.
Don't worry, it probably was. And I go off and help collect gear.
Miller will look at Davis. If you want, and they say it's fine, you can go help them. Just put the ship on dock.
GM, what stats are fixing things?
In this case, it would be heavy machinery. So you do have a rank in heavy machinery. So if you were to go out, you and Cham would provide a collective +2 to Rye's check. Because I assume Rye would be leading the check rather than having the NPC do it. Or the PC who is less skilled.
Okay, yeah, I could do that.
She just knows that Davis really wants to go spacewalk, and it will get out some of the squirrel, sending her out there.
So this leaves Wilson, the corpo agent, on the bridge. You've gone into the mother chamber. Davis helps to gather up all of the other stuff on the list, gets into the EVE suit. You both, the Rye behind you, the outer door to the airlock closes so that the inner door can open to let the two of them in. Closes, opens again, and you watch as Cham and Davis sort of... actually, I require agility mobility checks from you as well as Cham. So what does Cham have for this?
They're not tethered?
Well, they are, but it's a matter of like how much control they have as they walk through here. Or is it a case of, do they drop things? Do they... Oh God.
Really, you don't want to need the tether. You just want to launch yourself in the right direction.
Okay, fair. Yeah. And I think Miller, before she goes into the mother chamber, looks at Wilson. Don't fuck up my ship. Then walks in.
I don't plan on doing a thing to in any way mess up your ship. Okay. Cham succeeds after pushing his roll, giving him 1 stress.
I have 1 success.
Okay. So you both managed to make it out there with relative ease.
Do I need to report 1s on normal dice?
No, only on stress dice.
Okay.
On regular skill dice, you're only ever concerned with a 6. On stress dice, you're concerned with 1 and 6. That's it.
Okay.
Again, kept simple on the official dice because the official dice have a success symbol on the 6 side and a face hugger on the 1 side.
Yes.
So you're only concerned when a symbol shows up, not a number, unless you need a numerical value for a thing. Like doing a panic roll, for example. Because you would roll and then the face value of the die plus your stress would be your panic. So yes, the 2 of you get out there and you are able to, it's a little crowded, the 3 of you standing there working on it, but because the artificial gravity hasn't kicked in yet, one of you can be like floating against the ceiling, another one on the left, another one on the right, doing what you need to do. So Davis and Cham are providing you support, Rye, so you may make a heavy machinery check at a +2 modification.
Alrighty.
I just imagine Davis doing flippies to hand tools.
Right, that's 2 successes.
Nice. And let's see, what stunts can you do with that?
I think I've been somewhat chilled out by almost crashing the ship.
That's fair.
Actually,
So
I mean, to be fair, that's probably a.
it's just
You know,
nice to get
we'll
us.
call this a one success job for now because you've got the 3 people helping you, and I just want to take advantage of the stun system a little bit. So, doing the heavy machinery check, since you have the 1 stun point, you can either gain a +1 modification to a later skill roll relating to this one, so another repair check using heavy machinery. You don't need to roll to overcome the exact same challenge in the future. So if you come into a situation where you need to repair an umbilical connector again, you can just go, I know what I'm doing, I'm done. You can do it quickly, so in half the time it would normally take. You're not trying to break this, so break it permanently doesn't apply, unless you're trying to break it, that's up to you. You act
Breaks it
quietly or you
intentionally,
show off.
sabotage.
Perfect cue of whoever's sirens those are.
They are running down Queens Boulevard at the moment.
Ah, okay. So they'll hit me in a little
Honestly,
while.
12 floors in the air. It's amazing how clearly I can hear things from not only Queens Boulevard, but from the subway. With the windows open, I can hear, this is a Manhattan-bound E-train. The next stop is 71st Avenue. Why can
That's
I
startling.
hear you up here?
Yep. That is a little weird. I can hear sirens from the 16th floor. 15th? I don't remember. Where am I? I don't know.
So yes, you can burn a stun point for one of those. So you can finish it in half the time and get everyone on, or
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get going here and realize it's not as big a challenge as I expected, and with the extra set of hands, we get this done really fast.
Yeah.
Time seems to be of the essence anyway.
It's not pretty, but you manage to get everything connects into place now. So when you head back onto the Montero, you're able to finish the connection from inside, which stabilizes the artificial gravity in the umbilical itself and begins connecting to the Cronos' mother system. So you come back. Oh yes, you said you wanted to go to Mother, and so what was it you were trying to get from the Mother system?
She's gonna try and see if she can't get like a crew roster.
Okay. There was the Heliad class ships can have crews as large as 30.
Okay.
But as of its departure, the Cronos had a crew complement of 17.
Okay. It's potentially 17 people. Schematics?
Yeah, it already brought up the blueprints and the maps before. Yeah.
Got it. I
wonder which lab blew up.
I have theories, but those are out of character theories. I think she was gonna try and see if she maybe couldn't uncover like maybe what supplies they have, see if it couldn't give her like a idea if there was like biological weapons or something being made.
The data that comes up that's not redacted, because there is some stuff that is registered as classified, either because it was dealing with like a classified company project or something like that. Most of it looks like various scientific research equipment for mineral evaluation, medical testing. It looks like the part of the mission of the Cronos was to test alien flora to see if they could be used for medicinal purposes. Basically, the Cronos looks like it was designed for like it was designed for maybe like too many different science disciplines for its mission.
Suspicious.
Like you're seeing stuff for geology research, medical research. You're seeing stuff for general flora and fauna research. So like biology and it's separate from medical research. Metallurgical research.
Were they staking out new planets?
I was gonna say, is it almost like what you would see for terraforming, like trying to figure out
terraforming? No, you would have seen like a lot of this on survey ships, but Heliad's class are research ships.
Okay.
These are not the ships that you would necessarily send to survey a planet.
Even 75 years ago?
I mean, maybe in a pinch they would have, but the Heliads class aren't necessarily designed to survive or endure extreme weather conditions the way a survey ship might. Survey ships tend to be designed much hardier because they'll have to constantly land and deal with heavy winds and thunderstorms and everything, whereas Heliad class ships, their purpose is we go from one safe world to another safe world, carrying out research either in between or when we land on the safe world. They tend to go from colony to colony or outpost to outpost rather than foreign world to foreign world, unless it's a mission that requires more scientific equipment than it does we're setting up a colony or an outpost sort of setup.
Okay.
Well, I guess if they were studying plants, then that's
it's
for
still
medicinal reasons, but also that works with geology. If they want to do hydroponics, they would need an engineer.
Yeah. Is she
Still weird.
flight log maybe? Like just so she could get an idea of where it was going before it got thrown off course? Or is that redacted?
The Cronos' current power systems are offline, so bringing up its flight log is difficult until the reactor gets restarted.
Okay.
Yeah. It's currently just running on emergency power, and which is why there's no running lights. The cruising engines are down. The FTL engines are down.
Yeah.
The ship is freezing cold. Like the life support is not currently online.
Okay.
You're getting notification now that it's connected and getting
there's a big hole in the ship.
Well, yes, but like normally barriers would come down inside to lock off those areas for the sake of the rest of the ship as emergency protocols inside a ship this size. So now that you're connected and you're able to get like some sensor feed as you're trying to sort of restart things, the initial sensor readings you're getting from your connection to the outside door of the Cronos is that it is currently negative 200 degrees Celsius, because it is just
that's
cold. There's no life support
space
running on the ship at all, no heat at all. The air is rich with carbon dioxide. The air filters and the air purifiers have not been running for what looks like possibly decades. So you will be needing your EVE suits until you get things up and running.
Yeah, until Ryan Chomp. Cham. There we go. Chammy Cham.
I mean, much as I like, air, non-recyclable. Well, it is all recyclable. I'm okay with just leaving my suit on while in a biohazard area.
Oh, she's gonna make the order that the suits stay on even when life support is up. She's not taking any chances.
Oh yeah, good idea.
So she just kind of rubs her chin in puzzlement. She does not like this. This feels very hinky, and she does not like this, but she'll press the comm button. How's it going? Just to the space crew.
Rye is doing their Rye thing. I think, and they're doing it real well.
Right thing being done.
Yeah. Yeah, by the time you get in touch, it's been, we'll call it the hour and a half needed, and Rye's just like, finished. We're good.
It's good.
And you're like, oh, that's why I'm getting so much more information now. Okay, then.
Good job. All right. They were researching a lot of shit. Like, medicinal, geological, hell, I would say it's almost terraforming shit, but anyways.
Plants?
Point is, there's a lot we don't know. Everybody's suit stays on, even Wilson's.
I appreciate that, Captain.
We'll meet you down there after I get suited up. Click.
Captain, who's staying on our ship? Captain's already clicked off. Okay, fine.
I mean, I think she would hear that as she's about to click off, and then it's like,
I mean, theoretically, with the Montero connected by an umbilical, no one would need to stay on the Montero.
Okay.
So you could all leave, unless someone just wanted to stay behind.
Like someone who's an NPC status that shouldn't be today.
I mean, you could leave Cham behind, but it's a question of, do you think you'll need only one person with the comtech and heavy machinery to get things up and running on a ship that normally has a crew complement of 17 to 30?
Big ship, need 2 hands.
You mean 4?
Yeah.
2 brains, 4 hands.
Yeah.
Not 2 hands, 4 brains.
2 by 2. Hands of blue.
Hands of blue.
I can't.
I mean, if you want them.
No.
I'm sure Weyland-Utoni's got them already.
Probably.
Why can't I just stick to references within the IP I'm gaming in?
Because we're nerds.
Yeah.
Look,
You're not
Davis, I will put the auto systems on. It'll be fine. And we'll all go powwow on this bullshit that we have to deal with.
Oh, yeah. So,
You didn't change the password, did you?
Not yet. Captain, am I going to need to, Captain?
The goddamn captain click. Sets, puts in, I'm trying to think of the password she would do. Marbles, and sets the auto system. Goes to her chamber, does the jumpies to get the suit on.
Wilson goes off to do the same.
Just imagining this little man with a pencil mustache doing jumpies in a suit.
Oh no, he's got a full beard on. So.
Okay. That's still delightful.
Bearded jumpies. That sounded naughty.
He broke the GM.
I don't know. He rolled something, so...
That was me dropping my phone because I was taking a photo of resources you guys were going to come across so I could forward you the cards.
Oh.
You gave him psychic damage. Good job. We kind of need him alive.
Broke
to
the
finish
mother
this.
system. We need that.
Well, if anyone's going to break it, it's going to be Davis.
Davis, god damn it.
Sorry, boss. Now I guess I have to lock my own password out.
One of these days, I'm somehow going to be the only person left here with passwords. You're going to lock each other out to hell and back.
How did you know what my password was? God damn it. Ryan, how did you know my password was to hell and back? God damn it, Ryan. God damn it.
Lucky guess.
Changing all my passwords.
But yeah. We eventually get down there after making sure the cat is locked up and isn't going to get out.
Yeah.
Meow.
But we did leave it an open comm.
Good.
Meow.
Gets
Hi,
random
baby.
cat noises.
Especially
And this is the
if John gets a visitation from his own rulers.
I was just gonna say this is the quietest they've been on a given Tuesday
I know.
during game ever.
I knew
And there's
it!
actually a cat written in, and they're just like,
I
what
called
if
it.
I
Yes.
don't?
I called it
There was not originally a cat written in. I just put one here, and now
because Chris
this.
whined about it a whole lot.
Yeah, but it makes sense with the
Franchise.
world
Yeah.
and the franchise. I spent that whole movie being so afraid for Jonesy.
Alright.
I don't want to
Here's the
do
other thing I was looking
spoilers.
for.
Oh,
Poor Jonesy.
can the captain make sure she has a gun before going and request whoever has access to those also take them?
So, gear that you have available on the Montero, you have 5 IRC Mark 50 compression suits, which you all have, which are starting with an air supply of 5. I should make a point to this. You have finite resources of things like bullets, food, water, air, but unlike circumstances where you have 30 arrows, you shot 2, now you have 28, or we've been spacewalking for an hour, I have 4 left. What happens is that during points of panic, you roll your stress die. And for every die that comes up 1, you lose that many of the given resource.
Oof.
Now, for things like air, this can be a case of panicked heavy breathing, forcing you to go through your air supply faster. In the case of firing, you may have panic fired your gun empty, so you go to initiate one of your reloads. But then when you make a panic check later, you drop one of the cartridges of ammunition or something along those lines, or you accidentally drop your canteen of water, and it just winds up spilling across the floor and is then useless to you. So while resources are a thing, they are not necessarily as finite as they might be in another more nitpicky system. But you can also quickly go from 5 to 1, depending upon how poorly you roll and how high your stress is.
Yay.
But also, you have one M314 motion tracker with a power supply of 5, one cutting torch with a power supply of 5, one Wakatsumi bolt gun with 4 shots, one M4A3 service pistol with a single reload, one Space Sub ASSO 400 harpoon grappling gun, one M240 incinerator unit with 2 reloads, it's a flamethrower, and you have one P5000 power loader, and then you also technically have the Daisy, which is a flatbed cargo loader that is not really good for long distance travel in space, but if you were to take something from one ship to another, you can, because of its sealed cab, manage to do quick ship-to-ship deliveries if need be.
Okay. Probably look at Raisin Sham. You guys should probably take the cutter, the dolly, just to be on the safe side.
I have a ranged combat of 2.
Passes the pistol over, because I only have a... Oh god, this is going to be terrible.
Hi,
Give me-
click, bang. My old
All
friend.
right, the pistol you have is the M4A3, so let me get the information on that for you, and I will pass along you this handy little image capture I'm making of the in-game statistics for it, along with a pretty little picture.
Okay.
Already.
And we will send that to Ms. Chris. There is your pistola.
Beep.
Huzzah. You have weapon.
Yay.
So when firing this weapon, you gain a +2 bonus and a default of 1 damage. And for every success you get beyond what is required to inflict damage, those other successes would be additional damage.
Ooh.
So again, not dissimilar to V5. And Rye, you were going to be taking the cutting torch?
Yeah.
Or you were going to take the bolt gun?
Is the bolt gun for, like, bolting things or an actual weapon? Like a staple gun as opposed to a weapon?
It's a heavy metal bolt gun, so it's for bolting things, but in a pinch you could use it to shoot something.
All a Dead Space.
Yeah, more or less.
Well, I mean, you said that they were studying medicinal plants, so, you know, those soybeans might be dangerous. Can we shoot the soybeans, sir? Only if they shoot first. Corporal. Or Sergeant. I rewatched The Expanse recently.
Yeah. No, listen, Miller's not taking any chances. It's a strange ship. Who's known what vacuum of space has done to the soybeans, okay?
It's even funnier to me that the captain's name is Miller, considering I just rewatched The Expanse.
Is the captain's name Miller?
No, the douchebag detective is named Miller.
Okay.
The total douche nozzle detective. Yeah.
Right.
So
Well, then.
if you're just taking things that can pass for weapons, then you have the bolt gun, you have the cutting torch, you have the harpoon gun, you have the incinerator unit.
Can I take the bolt gun and the cutting torch, since I think those will probably become useful in repairing the ship if need be?
Absolutely. So we will give you the bolt gun, you said?
Yeah.
I apparently did not take the data for the bolt gun. Give me one moment.
Okay. And-
Miller just kind of pats Wilson on the butt. All right, champ, you're up.
Yes, yes. One moment, please. My first spacewalk in a while. And I will
It's
just
like
quickly
riding a
pass
bike.
these along to Durakis. One bolt gun.
Like riding a bike that makes you throw up.
I was gonna say it's like riding a bike that could flatten you and then steal all the air out of your lungs and then crush your intestines and make you bleed out the eyes.
By the way, the timer for break went off, so I guess we gear up and then start of next part of the game after our break, we will be on an evil ship.
I don't know
Certainly
it's evil.
sounds nice to me. And there's this data for the cutting torch. The cutting torch does not get a pretty picture, I'm afraid.
That's fine.
Class.
We're going to break. Wait, wrong accent. It's not Saturday.
But yes, you all get your stuff kitted out and you head on your way. And your company man winds up going into. I need to. That's me trying to take another one apparently. And he enters in a code which the Weyland ship still recognizes, and the doors open as you all drift your way inside to the Cronos. The artificial gravity providing you, no issue in needing to do a mobility check to walk through this time. And as you said, now would be a good time to take a break.
All right, chat. This is where we take a 10-minute bio break. While we are doing the break, go get yourself a drink or a snack, or make some okay ramen. Start ramen for tomorrow. And we will see you in 10. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Yay! Once again, I almost clicked the end stream button and don't. Yay! This is Magic Fish Radio, and I hope that you can hear me.
Believe so.
Awesome. We do tabletop RPG streams on Tuesdays and Saturday nights. Tuesdays are a rotating bunch of short campaigns. This for tonight and for the next 4 episodes is Alien the TTRPG. Alien the RPG. Oh my god. Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah, let's just get right back into that, because we were about to launch ourselves onto a ship with, research that exploded or something, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Maybe. We'll see.
That's the theory anyway.
It should be fun, for us, the players. Maybe not for us, the characters.
And remember, you can buy us stuff with channel points. If you buy a story point, tell us who that story point is for in a comment after you buy the story point. Resources and killing NPCs is randomized by the GM. But story points, make sure you tell us who gets it.
They can't kill Wilson, though. Miller's having too much fun using him as a cat toy.
Anywho, we're all gunned up. We're going on to an evil, we're going on to a derelict ship.
What's the worst that could happen?
A Black Ops ghost ship. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Okay.
Just think,
Okay.
if we do this, we can pay off the ship. And then we can say, fuck Weyland-Utoni.
There's an opportunity for that, certainly.
Hey, Wilson and Captain.
Mhm.
What are the odds if this is too classified? If they just kill all of us instead of rewarding us for this shit?
75%,
Okay.
I find that highly unlikely.
80. She's just waiting to see if Wilson will continue so she can keep bumping up that number. 85.
There is just no talking to you.
93.
So our
Alright.
survival depends on whether or not Wilson can talk to Captain.
All right.
Hmm.
So, after having made your repairs, you get the airlock open, and you all step inside. You all crowd up inside the airlock, the outer door closing, and repressurization before the inner airlock door starts to open and goes. Could someone with a little bit more upper body strength than me sort of like get this open, please?
Yeah. Fine.
Is it
Of course it
Cam,
would break there too.
is it stuck or is there something blocking it?
It's stuck. There's not enough power, so it just opened a little bit and
okay.
didn't finish. So
Go
Cam
take a
will give
look.
you a hand, and this would be a. I mean, yeah, this would be a strength heavy machinery check.
Figured.
Not it.
Hey, Wilson, try lifting from the hips.
One success.
One success.
Okay, yeah. You and Chim is. And you find yourself stepping out onto a walkway that runs around the vehicle bay of the Cronos. There are stairs leading down into the vehicle bay floor. As you look around, there is what looks like an engineering workshop area to your left, towards the back of the vehicle bay. As you cast your eyes around, you see that there are two ATVs here in the vehicle bay, but they have both been launched onto their sides and look as though they've been damaged. So no tooling around on ATVs through the halls of the Cronos. Sorry, guys. Unless you want to sit here for like
Damn.
2 hours and fix them.
Not worth it.
But
No.
as you walk inside, you notice all of these soft black motes that are just sort of floating in the air as you cast your shoulder lights around, and they're
Soft black motes?
black motes, like little
Like-
dots of black just floating in space. Just
I'm gonna like put my hand up and try to like
Like
catch
dust?
one. Like is it dust or ash or?
it's not ash, and it's certainly blacker than you. It's a dark black, so not what you would expect from dust. It looks almost like
Oil?
mold particles.
Huh.
That doesn't look safe to breathe.
Okay, so it's no evil soybeans, but maybe evil mushrooms.
Suits stay on.
Yeah.
Can Miller catch Rye in Chomp's eye and kind of like nudge her head subtly towards the engineering area? Like, if you get a chance, take everything that isn't bolted down. From where Wilson can't see it.
Based on the schematics that the captain looked up, plus what I saw from explosion zones, like what blew up? Like,
That would be on a higher deck
okay.
than where you are right now.
Because you told it wasn't the engine, so is it like a science lab?
If you were comparing it to the
Got the
to what
fold-out
you have
map.
right now, it looks like it would have been one would have been Cargo Bay 2 on Deck C, and the other one would have been the other one looks like it might have been Vestibule 2, which is, according to the records you have, where the EVA suits would have been kept, or one of the areas where the EVA suits would have been kept.
Are those still in there?
I mean, they would normally be stored in lockers, so long as the lockers weren't tampered with, theoretically, you'd be able to acquire new EVA suits if you wanted to.
I was more worried about whether or not anybody had evacuated.
No, you can, once you guys find a way to get Mother started back up here on the Cronos, you can start doing an inventory that way and start cataloging what might be missing.
All right. Let's try and find the engine room, get everything back online.
Okay.
Take stock from there.
All right. So you and Sham head towards the workshop and engineering area, where you will also find along the back of this of Deck D the dispatch office, the vehicle part storage, and the equipment shed. In the equipment shed is all the tools that you would reasonably expect to find: wrenches, pliers, bolt cutters, bolts, cutting torches, all the things that would be expected for vehicle and or ship maintenance. Vehicle parts storage room, you're finding replacement tires, emergency like repair kits for flats, new axles for the ATVs, engine oils, anything that you could reasonably find in those areas for vehicle maintenance, you would find here. So if you want to grab more bolts for the bolt gun or more cutting torch fuel, you can pick some more up here.
I'll grab a little extra just to be safe.
Okay. For the sake of making carrying it easy, we'll say you find another 4 rounds of bolt gun ammunition, and you'll find another 2 reloads of cutting torch fuel, just because you don't want to load yourself down too much with stuff. Cham loads himself down with a bolt gun and a cutting torch as well, because you never know, might come in handy.
What are you talking about, Wilson? He's always had that.
I frankly don't care what you do about taking things like that, but the company's not going to care that much about it either.
I meant to make it a joke, but that works.
The company cares about important research. I mean, if this was lost due to something, I didn't see a thing. As far as I know, that was always on the Montero.
Well, I mean, as long as we're contracted to the company, we're basically just using their own equipment instead of letting it fall to pirates. So
Exactly.
Right. Engine room then.
Okay.
Cling,
based
cling, cling.
on
can we access computer stuff from the engine room, or should we go to the bridge for that?
if you want to reach the mother chamber, you're better off heading towards the lab. If you want to get like power, well, actually, the mother is on the deck above the bridge, so you would have to head up for that anyway. As for, well, the engines are technically the 4 engine pods, on the sides of the Cronos, as marked on decks B, C, and D maps that you can see there.
Mm-hmm.
But as for the reactor core, which would actually get power back to Mother and everything else, that is on deck B. Not far from the science modules. But you can also access the reactor from, well, actually, the entrance to the reactor is on deck C.
So deck C then is where we want to go to repower everything and get more information.
Yes. You can access you can access an emergency ladder that will get you up to those higher floors, or you can attempt to climb your way up the currently disabled elevators, or see if there's enough emergency power to get one of the elevators up and running. You might be able to trick the motor into running if you tap enough wires together.
I could hit it.
Percussive maintenance on this one.
Wakes it
Ladder
up.
it is then.
Okay. Cham grabs a nearby crowbar, and he catches the emergency door cover and takes it down and drops the emergency ladder, which will get you up to deck C, and will bring you into junction C2 on deck C. So once you get up here, you can continue the ladder up to deck B, or you can exit here and enter into a number of different areas here. As you come into the deck C area, which is the cargo deck of the ship, you notice that there is an intercom here, in addition to 4 doors in the north, south, east, and west sections of the room, allowing you access. If you're continuing to follow the plans, you want the southernmost door, which will eventually take you to the reactor controls. Rye, I guess this is where you and I get off, if everyone else is heading to the bridge and Mother.
Yeah.
All right. We'll try to get power on, and
Alert us immediately if there are any mutated kudzu soybeans in the area.
Should we be
What
concerned about
Davis
that?
is saying, don't do anything stupid.
If I hear anything start saying "feed
Why
me,
would I do
Seymour," you're the
something
first I call.
Sweet.
You know, that reminds me, we haven't done a crew movie night in a while.
Yeah.
If you guys figure out what this mold is, let us know.
I don't know, Wilson, lick it.
I vote Friday the 13th, part 22. Which point Wilson's like, "Oh, come on, we all know that it wasn't any good after part 15."
I abstain from picking. I'll just bring the booze. Starts walking towards Mother.
I'm
I
gonna
will
go
also
with the
start
captain.
walking where I'm supposed to.
I'm gonna go with the captain.
All right, so you 3 continue on your way up. Rye, you and Cham walk down and enter into the reactor relay control, where you wind up coming to an access panel, which requires a code to enter. You think our codes for the Montero would work?
I don't know. How many tries do we think we have?
At least 2?
I mean, all right.
Hey, you try yours and I'll contact Wilson.
All right.
Mr.
Seems fair.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Which I'm assuming Miller just having the time of her life, pointing out things in the corner at Wilson. Hey, Wilson, did that move?
That's cruel.
please, Captain, we need to get this done. Look, think of it
Pretty
this
sure I
way.
saw it moving.
Think how much salvage you could get off of decommissioning the Cronos. Just think of money. Focus on that. Just think about all the money you could be rolling in once we're done with this. The faster we're done, the better. Yes, sir. Actually, if you want to make me a wits comtech check, you can see if you can figure out the code to get into the reactor, because based on what you know, there's always like a default maintenance code in the event someone needs to emergency get in. So they
Like this.
Access 1, 2, 3.
Secret.
Yeah, but
Right.
1, 2, 4.
But you don't know if what that code was may have changed in the last 7 decades.
Yeah.
So you can attempt a comtech to see if you can get in.
Meanwhile, the scene from Spaceballs starts playing. What's the password? I'll tell you.
That's 2 successes. Spaceballs was on a couple nights ago. My dad and I were like dozing off, and that is one of the few scenes that I like came to for. It was really funny.
That's the password of my luggage.
It's just I love Mel Brooks movies. They're, I think, some of the greatest pieces of comedy cinema ever. There we go.
Oh, but Dracus, there's a direct Aliens reference in there, complete with the same guy.
Was there?
Yeah.
There is.
I'll let you
We'll
watch
show
it
it to you. We'll put it in our chat after this.
Okay. Because I'm only now versed in the ways of making alien references, given that I have now seen the movie.
So as you go doot 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 doot, and it's like, oh, that code still works. Wow, they need to update their codes. Slowly slides open. As you step inside, and Chem is casting his light over the rest of the room, he goes, "Oh, yikes! You notice this one?" And he points to what looks like a crumpled spacesuit in the corner that looks like it may have been set on fire at some point. Ooh, sure. Glad we noticed the console first.
Question, GM. Reactors, it's nuclear reactor. It doesn't actually set fire to anything.
Yes, I'm aware.
I know. I asked the GM.
Yeah, no.
Just
The nuclear
double-
reactor won't actually
Yeah.
set fire to anything. No.
Okay, just checking. Because I'm like, science? Yeah. Science says what?
However, once the doors open, the radiation gauges on yours and Cham's suits both start going tick, 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 tick. Okay, there's a leak.
Yeah.
We should probably do this quickly. Let's
No shit.
Let's patch that. As you step inside, the damage can be repaired with a turn of work and a heavy machinery roll. So you can do that working with Cham for +1 to try and cut this down. And while you're doing that, the rest of you continue upward to deck B. And as you get off here in deck B, you have access to only one door out unless you wish to go up further to deck A. Mother is on deck A, or the Mother 2000 unit for this ship is on deck A, but the bridge is here on deck B, so that's up to you.
I keep
Alright.
I keep looking at the schematic, Captain, and thinking it says Cronut. I am like
That was good.
I am really hungry though.
You can have a ration bar when we get back to the ship.
Yeah.
Right. I'm assuming I'm gonna need Wilson here to unlock Mother. You want to stay here? Or you gonna come with us?
I'm gonna go with you.
Right.
Okay. So you guys continue up.
Oh, is there anything strange in the cockpit area? Like any bodies?
I mean, if you want to go to the bridge, I mean, you have to walk pretty much across the ship because the junction you're in is all the way in the back and the bridge is all the way in the front.
Oh, okay, got it.
So you'd have to, either way, you're going to have to walk to the front of the ship because Mother is in that same position but up a level.
Mm.
Can we get some? We could get some Mother from the cockpit area, right? If we go boom and then up, or I'm terrible at reading schematics.
The fact is that from Mother, from the bridge there, no, you'd have to go to the junction directly south of the bridge if you're looking at it.
Yeah, but that's closer to the bridge than where we are now, so...
Yeah. But either way, you're going to have to walk the length of the ship to get up there. And if nothing else, going up to the next tier puts you through the cryo lab so you can see if any crew are there.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that instead. We'll go up to...
surprising absolutely no one, Fadir redeemed to kill a humanoid NPC.
I call plot armor for Wilson.
I call plot armor for Lily.
Okay, I transfer my plot armor from Wilson to Lily.
Double plot armor for Lily.
I hate to be the one to point this out, but Lily isn't a humanoid and therefore is safe from this particular buff.
There we go.
That is a good point.
The cat has natural plot armor because this is my damn channel.
Alright, never mind. Back to Wilson then.
Lily has a deep dark sense of foreboding and then falls back asleep.
So you continue climbing up into deck A, which is the cryo deck, and you pass through the examination room, where you find more of these black motes floating through the air. And as you're sweeping your lights over the examination room, you wind up spotting an emergency med kit station. And as you're swinging your lights back towards the door to continue forward, you see a figure slumped against the wall with a shotgun in its lap and its face gone. Oh dear.
Wilson, you puke in the suit. You cannot take a shower.
All three of you take +1 stress for the discovery of the mutilated body.
Fair. Miller's she's shaken, but she's gonna make her way over and take the shotgun out and use it to poke.
Okay, you take the shotgun with 1 reload's worth of ammunition. As you lean over to investigate the body, it doesn't fit in the suit right. Like the arms seem to be a little too long and is like stretching and deforming the suit a little bit. You have the feeling that even if this person had gotten outside, the suit might have run into issues as they were trying to actually be in the vacuum of space. But again, based on how the shotgun was there, it looks like they took their own life.
All right. Well, some shit went down here.
Okay, you want to keep looking, Captain?
We're close to the cryo pod, so we may as well see if there's any popsicles left.
Okay.
Well, the pods will be on the level above us, on the same level as Mother, right?
You are on the same level as Mother. You're on deck A right now, which is also the cryo deck.
Okay.
So Wilson goes and he enters into his like Weyland-Utoni master code, which is apparently the same as the Weyland access codes. and the doors open, and you enter into cryo chamber 3. And when you exit here, cryo chambers 1 and 2 will be to your left and right, respectively, as you continue along the length of the ship. And as you step inside cryo chamber 3, you are greeted by 2 damaged cryo units that look like they were smashed in from the outside. And the figures inside have just been ravaged. They are just bone and meat, and has long since just rotted here in the freezing vacuum of space.
So like an animal attack.
Kind of. It looks like there are like bits of fabric and material to the broken bits of glass. It looks like they may have come from a spacesuit.
What the fuck happened?
As you come around to go the other way to access the door, you pass another cryo unit. There are 6 units. No, I'm sorry. In this unit, there would be 10 units, 10 beds in this chamber. 2 of them have been smashed in and bloodied. The others, aside from 1, are all empty, and the other one by the door leading out further is, when you look at it, it's all black. Like normally you'd be able to see in through the window or brush off a bit of frost and see inside, but when you brush off, all you see is just this black mass.
Ew. What are the odds the suits aren't gonna protect us from whatever the fuck this is?
Which is why we're not opening that fucking up.
Yeah. That sounds insanely sensible. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You manage to get the doors open and pass by cryo units 1 and 2. Do you wish to investigate those now, or do you wish to go check on Mother?
Might as well take a look since it's kind of on the way. We're in the area.
I guess.
Okay, are you checking cryo 1 or cryo 2 first?
So plant scientists, bioweapon, mold. Or plant scientists, mold, maybe bioweapon type black ops bullshit.
Yeah. I guess we'll do 1 first, and then we'll do the other, and then finally go into Mother.
Okay. So you go and swing into cryo unit 1. No one in here. Just the 10 units are all empty. Everything seems pretty much left alone, like no one got into this chamber. When you come back out and you then swing your lights over to look at cryo unit 2, there are scratch marks up and down the doors, as if something was trying to claw its way in. And as you lean in closer to inspect, you see that there is bloody smear alongside the claw marks, like if someone were scratching in until their fingernails had come away, and then just continued to panic scratch at it.
Are they like deep in, or like shallow-ish, like human could make?
There are gashes in the door which you don't think human hands could make. They're not super deep, but the fact that they're there at all implies this was done with something not human-handed.
Because these are metal, right?
Yes.
Yeah, metal and glass.
All right, let's hurry the fuck up and get out of here.
Wilson tries to get the door open, and it takes a moment, as it looks like the door is partially barricaded from the other side.
To Mother?
No, to cryo unit 2.
Oh, okay. Miller will hand the shotgun off to Davis and go and help Wilson.
Okay, make me a heavy machinery check and add +1.
And I'm gonna cover them because it's fucked up!
That is... Thank you. Where is my heavy machinery? Okay.
You don't have any, so you would just roll your 4 strength plus 1 from Wilson helping out.
Or I could do the heavy machinery roll.
I got a success.
Okay.
You and Miller eventually managed to force the thing open, and it takes a little while, but he like sort of pushes away the thing that's actually catching on bits of the door to keep it from opening fully, and you watch as just crates and things just start falling, and you enter into this cryo unit, and 5 of the pods are currently in use.
Do they look like normal people in there?
As you come around, it certainly appears to be so. They all appear to be fine and dandy, like sour candy. Yes, 5. Sorry, I had to double check something for a second. So 5 of the 10 pods are in use. They all look fine. The most basic of cryogenics power is being run by the emergency battery in this cryo unit. So the 5 of them appear to be fine for the time being, though you're probably not going to be able to wake them up appropriately until, life support and everything starts coming online, because, air is kind of important.
Okay.
Meanwhile, they could be infected with whatever the fuck that was, and cryo just slowed it down.
Yeah. Is there like a little? I'm assuming there's like a bio sensor pad next to it that can at least give like what their vital signs are and what have you. It's been a while since I've seen Aliens, so I can't remember how advanced the pods
as you
were.
come around and you tap on the screen and wipe off the frost and give it a look. They all appear to have strong vital signs. Bringing them out of cryostasis shouldn't be difficult. You find listings for Johns Albert, who is the second officer of the Cronos. You find listings for Reed Valerie, who is the security officer on the Cronos. You have Flynn Liam, one of the ship's medical officers. Chief medical officer. You have Cooper Daniel, chief scientist of the Cronos, and Clayton Laurie, corporate liaison from Weyland Corp.
So, should we just leave them in cryo, take the data, and then blow up the ship?
Counter proposal.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're the captain. That's just a suggestion.
I feel like, yes, she's the captain, but with this crew, it's kind of like a back and forth of power exchange sort of a deal. Counter proposal. We get the ship to where we can tow it, bring it as close to the drop-off point as possible, then we wake them up.
Okay. Maybe we should leave life support off.
At least till we get there.
Yeah.
Because, look, I don't know if they got whatever she gestures the pod. But killing people while they sleep is a little.
Well, being in a suit and killing someone, like, the suit didn't protect them from whatever this bioagent is.
Yeah. Seeing signs of, I would agree with you there, Davis. For now, popsicles are staying popsicles.
Because, like, that's not how these suits are supposed to not work, but they were clearly fucking with some Black Ops shit out here, so what better than a chemical agent that breaks through a spacesuit?
Yep. Glares pointedly at Wilson.
This all took place 70 plus years ago. I'm in my 40s. I had nothing to do with any of this.
Company man, I blame you.
Fadir, you have to choose who the story point is for. One player.
All right, let me clarify, Wilson. I don't blame you. I blame your company. You're the physical representation of it right now.
Blaming the company would be fair for this.
Anyways, we should get Mother up and running, see what's going on.
All right. Speaking of which, we're going to cut back to the reactor level real quick. So going all the way
Please
back.
don't grow a third arm.
No guarantees.
All right. Back on deck C. We have
Dracus
you have
gets a
managed
story
to-
point.
Thank you.
Woo!
Okay, between you and Cham, you have been able to finally stop the radiation leaks. So you're like, okay, it's gonna once we get things online, like we're gonna need to properly vent this place.
Yeah.
Because we've got open comms, so they're hearing all of us going, "What the fuck?" Right?
It's not open comms. Like you'd still need to go, like hit a contact button and go, Cham, do you copy? You ride, do you copy? So they haven't been hearing you go, what the fuck?
Oh,
unless you've been tapping on the mic going,
Cap, we should
Jesus
tell.
fuck.
Yeah, she's gonna tap on her comm. Right, Champ. Copy.
Yeah, Captain.
Yeah.
Right. Get power on, but you ain't turning on life support. We'll explain when you get back up here.
Copy.
Also, don't touch anything hanky even with your spacesuit on.
I didn't think they were gonna.
Got it.
They're not dumb enough to do that.
I am, and I hold up my hand, which had the mold bits on it. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, don't mind us. We were just dealing with a small radiation leak down here.
You all right?
So far, so good.
Need my engine gremlins.
Haven't grown a third arm yet.
Or razor sharp claws.
Not
Should we be
yet.
concerned about that?
We don't know. Looks like something tried to tear through the doors here, and it way bigger than a human.
Are we
Keep your
sure
head on a
whatever that
swivel.
isn't still here?
Which is why the life support ain't coming on.
Duly noted.
Right. So, back to Mother. Maybe Captain's black box or something.
Yeah, we need to see if there were any. Well, I mean, there's video surveillance in these ships, so right?
Yeah, there are recordings inside that will allow you to see things.
So we should open the security footage and see what the fuck happened.
Pardon me just a moment. Just need to find a thing. Okay, so you head over to the reactor controls, and you try to get things cleaned up. There's a sort of like yellowish resin that's like built up on top of everything. As you're brushing it away, it has a consistently similar to the black motes you've seen in the other parts of the ship, but like condensed in a different color now. So again, it looks like more yellow mold rather than black mold. And again, it looks like it's all settled here rather than just floating.
Is this accumulated anywhere else in the ship that we've seen?
Not like this. No, not that you've noticed. Okay. If you want to get things up and running, you can make a heavy machinery check.
Okay.
If you and at that point, that'll be enough to get you just like enough power to start doing a quick systems check to see what's functional and what still needs work. But that is definitely one thing that you can do.
All right. I think I will try to do that then. Got 2 successes.
Okay. With 2 successes, this will take a couple of turns of work, but you manage to get things flowing, reconnect a cable here, fix a burnt out circuit board there, and you manage to get the reactor starting to fire itself up, start getting power where it needs to go. Meanwhile, up on deck A, I assume you all are leaving the cryopods behind.
Okay. We are not undefrosting the popsicles.
They look comfy. They could just stay in there.
All right.
Hey, Game Mother?
Yes?
Did the other cryopod with the black whatever it was open? Or is it still shut?
It was still shut.
Okay, good. Just making sure it didn't open when we turned around and went back to go, you know.
Well, do you want to swing back into Cryo 3 to double check?
Yes.
Okay. You swing a quick look into Cryo 3. Still looks sealed.
Okay.
All right. On to, yeah.
And the pods can't open unless we turn life support on, right?
Theoretically.
Fennec will remember this.
You're playing a horror game, dear.
I know.
Plus, people have voted for NPC deaths. I need NPCs for there to be deaths.
Okay, that's fair.
True.
Anyways, we go on.
I can't kill Cham. He's a PC. The player's just not here.
Okay, that's fair. So we go on to Muta and go knock on her door. Oh, Muta.
So you continue down along the walkways. You pass by a couple of vent and maintenance shafts. You manage to pry open a couple other doors before passing the access to Junction 1 rather, which basically does the same thing the ladder you took up, but more towards the front of the ship. So you can go from down here to just behind the bridge and then move up into it, and then move ahead into the Mother 2000 chamber, which is a much less advanced version of the Mother unit you have on the Montero, which is the Mother 6500.
I was gonna say it's been 70 plus years, so
yeah.
It doesn't surprise me.
So it's
but
the
to
Mother
be fair,
6.
in the world of Alien, a lot of this shit is built to last, because some of these ships will continue to function 70, 80, 100 years later.
Yeah, because
I mean, they're not Star Wars built to last, where this ship is 2,000 years old and it functions just fine once you slap on a little bit of paint and fix a couple of circuit boards. But a century of service for some of these ships is not uncommon.
Well, I mean, there's so much people being shipped around in cryogenics, so...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, the vehicles in Alien are built to last, to a point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once we get inside, she'll look for the power switch.
Yeah. So you get to the door to the Mother chamber, but as you well know from your own, this is magnetically locked and actually requires a flow of power to decouple the magnets. So you're waiting there for a minute or two as things start to power up, and then you and Wilson are able to get the doors open. And the Mother chamber is not super large. Like, it's not something comfortably that 3 people can fit into, but the 3 of you can stand in there together.
Given everything that's going on in the ship, she's not letting anyone be alone right now. Everybody is on buddy system.
So the 3 of you come in, and you enter your key card, which Mother doesn't accept. Wilson swipes his through, which Mother does accept. Enters codes. It doesn't register his fingerprint, but he enters another code that seems to wind up accepting. You a lot of the security steps that you're accustomed to taking, and then eventually the other doors open as all the lights are going tick, 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 tick. And as if you turn to look back out the hallway, now that the reactor is finally kicked on and the powers are running, you're watching as all these lights throughout the ship are starting to go tick, 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 starting to flash to life. And you start to hear this noise as the air scrubbers start to turn on and start shaking off decades of ice, but also decades of dirty filter that clearly sound like they need to be changed. And the Mother screens all start flashing to life as you climb into the seat, and everything starts coming up. And as you're sitting there and everything's starting to look good, to look great, everything's really positive, you start getting a communication from the Montero, specifically from the Montero's Mother unit.
Click.
Mama?
And it's obviously coming in over your walkie rather than from the Montero's.
Yeah. Click.
Warning: self-destruct has been initiated. You have 5 minutes to reach safe distance. Warning: self-destruct has been initiated.
Like
You have 5 from the Montero has been set to self-destruct. I'm sorry, what?
What? Shit. Ray, disconnect the dock.
Why? What's up, Captain?
Our ship is about to blow.
Wait, what?
What?
She presses her comm so where they can hear Mother's alert. Everybody can hear it through the comm.
Warning: self-destruct
Fuck.
initiated. 4 minutes, 30 seconds to self-destruct. You
Yeah,
have
I'm
4
going.
minutes, 20 seconds to attain safe distance.
All right, I guess.
Fuck, run!
Do I have time to go get the cat?
Can we please get the cat?
Well, here's the problem right now. You can disconnect the Montero, but that doesn't mean you'll reach a safe distance once the Montero's own nuclear reactor detonates.
Yeah,
Are we able to shut down the
You can run onto the Montero and try. You don't know if you'll have enough time. I assume you and Cham are having this conversation as you're both running to the airlock.
Yeah.
Miller will chime in. Listen, one of you get the airlock, the other of you get this ship up and running. Davis, get in the pilot seat now.
yes, Captain. And I guess I've seen the schematics, so there's a stairwell.
Yeah. I'll try and give Davis a hand in the bridge. The ship's much larger. He's definitely going to need an extra set of hands there.
Right.
All right, so
Fuck it, I'll get the damn
Rye,
cat.
Are you going to stay in the reactor chamber, or are you going to run to the Montero?
I'm gonna run to the Montero.
Okay, so Rye will stay in the reactor chamber then. I'm sorry, Cham will stay in the reactor chamber then.
Yeah.
Miller is booking it to go get the cat.
Right. So okay, so you're going to try joining up with Rye then at the umbilical chamber. Okay, so you dun, 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 down the ladder. 3 minutes to self-destruct. 3 minutes to attain safe distance. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
And because Rye was much closer, Rye is able to make it to the airlock before you are.
That's fair.
So, Rye, do you want to attempt to force as you get there? You have the ability to attempt to forcibly eject the Montero. So, but you don't know if you'll necessarily be able to make it away fast enough. So, what do you want to try and do?
I want to go try to shut down the self-destruct sequence. I don't know how fast can I get to that location on the Montero, because that's going to impact my decision making, I think. Because I mean, meta knowledge, having just watched Alien, that took her 2 minutes to try to shut it down.
Yeah.
And she was in the room already.
Yeah.
So if it's going to take me less than a minute to get there, then I will do that. Then I think it's best to disconnect the Montero and hope that we can get a safe distance.
All right. Make me a heavy machinery check to attempt to forcibly eject the Montero.
All right.
And while they're doing that, I'm in the pilot seat.
Okay.
And
you come down. You come down.
My best roll in the last 2 days.
What did you
Proud
get?
of you.
3.
All right. With 3, you are able to open up a panel inside the airlock and begin fiddling with emergency release of the connectors. And you're getting ready to release, and then you pull, and the umbilical comes away, and you hear continued over the comm, because I assume Miller has left it open at this point.
Oh yeah,
2
she's
minutes
just left
to
it
reach
open.
self-distance. 2 minutes to self-destruct. Miller, at this point, you're coming through just as Rye's finally able to get the emergency release to get everything on there.
Shit.
And you watch as actually part of the outside of the ship comes away because of how you had attached your makeshift repair to allow it to connect. And this was not the way it was meant to disconnect, so it actually ripped off part of the outside of the ship. Not enough to cause a breach, but enough that you can see bits of it floating off. And then as you're looking out from the door of the airlock, you see the Montero's engine start to activate.
Guys, we gotta clear this thing if we can.
And the Montero starts to fly away.
Someone hijacked our ship?
And you watch as the Montero is flying away, picking up speed. 1 minute to self-destruct. 1 minute to reach safe distance.
Davis, book it.
You're still waiting for things to come online. You're flipping switches, everything else. And then from the bridge, you can see through here and through now the front window and the second window of the airlock, you watch this bright flash of light as the Montero detonates. And the ship is briefly rocked by the shockwave.
From your core, like on Star Trek.
You're jostled around a little bit. And you just watch as this debris from the Montero just starts drifting off through space. You can hear some of it pinging against the side of the Cronos. Ping, 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 ping. Miller, since I'm assuming you connected yourself to the mother system here on the ship in order to get updates and such. Warning. Cryogenic systems deactivating. Warning. Life support compromised. Warning,
Shit.
Air scrubbers compromised. Warning, engines compromised. Warning.
Okay. Anyone, can you seal the cryo chambers?
I can get to the cryo chambers, I think, but there's a lot more stations here on this bridge than there are on your ship. I don't know how many people are required here.
I'm moving.
Right. Go help.
So
I'll find a manual release.
The airlock door opens
booking.
and Rye now walks in and rejoins with Miller. And where are you all going now?
Miller is gonna go run up to the cryo chambers and try and find an emergency shut-off valve to shut the doors.
Okay.
While they're trying to do it from there, she figures a two-headed attack. Someone's gonna find the problem.
And
solution
Rye,
eventually.
where are you going?
Captain just said stop the cryo chambers from opening, right? I'm gonna go try to do that.
Okay, so both of you are going to go to the cryo chambers.
Yeah.
All right, so the two of you are climbing. You climb up to deck A. You come out. You're running through, and as you first enter into cryo unit 3, you hear the sound of a cryo tube opening as empty one, empty one, empty one, empty one, and cryo unit 3. And then the one that was containing the black mass, and this black mass just bursts out, spreading through the ship. So through the chamber anyway, clouding your view. And all this while, you can hear the of the clogged air scrubbers still shaking off ice and just filled with debris and detritus over the course of the last 7 decades.
Trying to feel for a control panel on the side of the door. Smack, smack, smack.
If you're able to make it through the clouds, you know that there was an emergency lock on the other side. But if you close it on this side, it'll just start flooding into the rest of the floor, making it more difficult eventually to reach the mother chamber theoretically and the other filled cryo units that are about to open.
She's gonna do the one that keeps it contained then.
Okay, so you slam on the emergency lock and it boom, and that keeps it out of the way to junction B in the back where you came up. But it's now going to move towards the front of the ship, moving through the only available passages. Passing the other cryo chambers.
No. Oh, wait, I'm on a different deck.
You're on a different deck on the other end of the ship.
She's yelling into the comm as she's doing this, shut the fucking doors!
I'm gonna shut the doors to the pilot, to the bridge if I can.
Okay, yeah, you are able to secure yourself and Wilson in the bridge. But these black mold particles are now just going to keep moving from cryo 3 into the rest of the cryo deck moving forward.
Am I able to do something to make the cryopods like break beyond immediate repair so they can't open without, risking the lives of the crew that's still in there, some of them?
If you run through the mass and hope that your suit protects you and get to cryo 2, if they told you that there were actual people in there, then yeah, you could attempt it. You have access to the schematic, so you know that there's another junction down there that you can get down from. But it's a question of, would you?
Not entirely sure that's my best plan of action at this moment, so...
I was gonna say Captain is going to stop you because on the list of priorities, the crew of the Cronos is at the very bottom. So she's trying to do everything she can to keep it from harming her crew.
But Cap, if the mold mutates them, then we have 5 monsters to deal with.
Part of what I was concerned about, but I also don't want to risk running through the mold to get there. So
oh shit, yeah, don't do that.
Shelving that idea for right now. What do we need to do?
Captain, can you control the cryopods from the mother?
I'll do my best. Rye, I want you to get back with Chomp. Just to keep everybody stick together as best you can.
Right.
Okay. So you head back to run with Sham, who's trying to get to check things and get the power flowing where it needs to. So you're now going to go down to deck B and try to run all the way to the front to get up to deck A to get to the mother system.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know what sound spacesuits make when running, but I'm assuming.
So you get down to deck. The artificial gravity is working here, so it's less awkward than 0G, but it's still awkward because these things are not meant for running. So you're now blowing past past the med lab, the science room. When you reach like the middle of the ship, you more heavily hear the of the air scrubbers.
Oh my god, shut the fuck up!
And you're running. You eventually come to where the schematics are telling you the stairwell for junction A is. You open the door, you climb up. It doesn't look like the mold spread this far. You have access to the mother unit over there.
Okay, so going in, hooking myself up to this mother, trying to help get power back online, but also stop the mold from spreading.
Okay.
As best I can.
All right, so you, in that case, make me a comtech check.
Ugh. The technologically inept captain has to make a comm check?
You sent me away.
Stress! Panic!
Take +1 stress.
So, okay, I would have to roll with both stress instead of just... Okay. So I have 2 stress. Okay, let me redo that then. 1 success, but also a 1 on the other stress die, so probably cancels it out.
Roll me a d6.
Oh, God.
And let me refine the panic table.
I don't know if any of that came through.
What did you roll?
5 plus 2 is 7. Dead.
All right, give me one moment here.
I'd cope through humor. I would be the first one to die in a horror movie as the comedic relief.
We've kind of all been the comedic relief, though.
So we're all gonna die this episode.
No, not necessarily.
Doing my best not to.
Where is the panic table? There it is. 7?
Yeah.
Nervous twitch. Your stress level and the stress level of all friendly PCs in short range of you increases by 1.
Okay, no one's around me. That's good.
But now you have stress 3.
I kind of expected something similar.
Yeah.
Or being an incubator. So we haven't done the second yet.
So you didn't manage to close the doors there yet. You can attempt to push your roll, adding another stress and re-rolling all skill check dice that didn't succeed.
I didn't have any skill check dice, just stress.
I mean, you would have had your basic die for what's Comtech? Comtech would be wit, so it would have been that basic too.
So so I had 2, but because I had 2 stress,
you would have rolled 4 dice.
Oh. Okay.
Roll
sorry.
more dice!
Let's try this again.
Captain, roll more dice!
4 dice rolled, please.
Captain is very stressed. I need more espresso, less stresso.
Captain forgot they had wits.
No successes and a 1 on the stress die, so still stands.
Yeah. So you still take you are now still at 3 stress.
Yeah.
And unfortunately 1 success was not enough to get everything locked down correctly, because part of the system for locking things down is also ensuring that air is purified to prevent biological contamination, and the air scrubbers are not functioning correctly.
Yeah. That sounds about right. So
Warning.
yeah, nervous twitch.
Warning. Biological hazard detected. Warning. Warning. Bio outbreak detected.
Oh, God damn it. Should I just towed it?
Can we try and vent the airlocks? Like vent the whole...
If you're trying to do it from Mother, you got to make me a contact check.
Right.
Yeah.
Vent now.
Rye, you receive this message just as you get to the reactor entry chamber, where you saw that one burned spacesuit in the corner.
Oh no.
Is the spacesuit gone?
Is it getting up?
And you get there in time to see it shambling up behind an unaware Cham.
Cham, look out!
You take +1 stress, and that's where we're going to end this week's session.
Oh, goddamn, okay.
Well,
you had to kill the cat.
I know.
We said out loud
tried.
It had plot armor, and, well, no.
And John said no. Yeah,
I
yeah,
tried.
you look so
Wait,
smug.
so their mother system sent a message to our mother system to scuttle that ship.
Maybe.
Or someone set it up.
Or someone else, yeah, set up a virus.
Elson!
Why the hell would I blow up the ship?
His cat was on that ship.
I know, I was just
Exactly.
being silly. Captain's panicky. She needs a stiff one and a couple packs.
So that was Alien the RPG, episode 1 of 4.
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see. Was there... What, how did we fuck up blowing up our own ship? Like... Or was it very slim chance of not doing that?
To be fair, according to the scripted events, the ship is always going to detonate.
Okay.
Okay, so we followed the plot.
Yeah, that one was unavoidable.
We didn't fuck that up.
No. If you're curious about everything coming online when it did, it's because the first thing you did was to go straight to the reactor and to try and get that started without having run any
Scans.
security or sweeps first. Yeah.
But could we have done that without the reactor on?
If you had brought along the motion trackers, you could have started doing it. And there's equipment you could have used to like start testing things and maybe redistributing emergency power to consoles to get them to work.
Okay, so we fucked that up.
Yeah. Not so much fucked it up as you made a reasonable decision. It just had
Dire
issues.
consequences.
How dire? We'll find out next week when we'll actually have another player and I don't have to worry about playing Cham and Wilson.
So chat, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We promised stress and PvP and content warning, so yeah, this is where we go. Yep.
Drama.
It was more crew versus Weyland.
Yeah, it was
Crew versus unknown
Crew
for
versus
the start.
crew versus ghost ship.
Ghost ship won the round.
Oh, but I think I got I succeeded at my agenda for Act 1.
I don't think I did.
God, these cargo runs are fucking boring. Take any chance to break the monotony. Well, yeah, I think I succeeded.
What was mine? Are we allowed to say them now that we're not?
Yeah. No. Here's the thing: is your Act 1 agendas were basically to deal with your at-peace personality. So it's a case of fuck, I could use a drink. You know, fuck, this is boring. I just want to make sure everybody has a swell day. You know.
Well, something's gonna swell.
Follow company protocol. Get the job done and cash in. Don't do anything to risk your paycheck.
Get
Maybe
some
the next
fucking
one will pay
money.
better.
Was episode 1 Act 1?
Yes.
Okay. What
You will
happens
get
if
your.
we get? What happens if we succeed at our first?
I think you get a story point.
Yeah. Under normal circumstances, you would earn a story point. Yes.
Okay.
Considering how well most of you were rolling, I think everyone can just have one of the normal system story points.
Can that be used to decrease stress?
No, you can burn
Damn.
story points for automatic successes.
Okay, that's fair.
How do we reduce stress?
There are two ways. You can spend time in a secure area where there are no active threats to sort of decompress. But as would be the case in something like Alien or in the film Aliens, where it's an entire colony that has been infested, while you may find an area that is safe-ish, you're never really safe. So it's hard to find a way to do that in this instance. The other option is drugs and alcohol. which
I got
can,
cigarettes.
Drugs and alcohol mechanically will lower your stress by 1 or more dice for a short period of time. But depending upon how much of them and which ones you take can affect your ability to do other things, such as offering dice penalties in other regards.
Yeah, I
That's
remember
fair.
that from one of the playthroughs. Because
Yeah,
they
so
were a team of Marines with a medic.
Yeah.
And the medic's like, decrease your stress.
Yeah. But generally, the more of a bonus it gives you, the greater the penalty it gives you. It's like, yeah, you don't have your stress die right now, but now also your hand-eye coordination is fucked.
Yeah.
Which is important when running from spooky space mold creatures.
Oh, that's game for tonight, chat. I guess we'll start with outros. Hi, I'm at Miss Chrysula, and also the channel producer, and I will be in Saturday's game, but we're not sure what it is yet. If it's not Caribous the Crystal City, then spoons permitting, I could run Demon Hunters again. We'll see.
I have that book of micro RPGs too, so I can let me know.
We could do something.
We'll figure it out.
Because this Saturday is indie RPG night, where we do one-shot games of indie RPGs. And if you are an indie TTRPG writer, contributor, developer, artist, or fan, or promoter, or what have you, and you want to run a one-shot with us, awesome, do that. Join our Discord! Join the Discord and talk to us about it, and, we'll see. But yes, and then the following Saturday is Exit to Eden, A World of Darkness in Space, which is my game, which is ridiculous. Fun, but it's a ridiculous mess of mechanics and splats in a far-flung sci-fi future. And
where there are no xenomorphs or neomorphs.
Not,
as far as we know.
Do we count the vampire? Because vampire, they got the pointy teeth and they got the rar and they,
it depends on what part of the hedge you're in.
Fair.
That is very disheartening.
Also,
I'm gonna go hide.
Also, the Abyss is a thing because this is NWAD Mage, so the Abyss is very, very bad, and Deep Space is either the Abyss or it is such a close approximation / symbol of the Abyss that it is the Abyss.
Yeah.
Either way, it just sucks.
Fun mage high concept bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I do. Now that some of my spoony problems are better, I've applied to be in some other games. But we'll see how those go. Check out my social media at Miss Chrysula to see what the fuck I'm doing next. But at the very least, I'll be on this channel again on Saturday. And now I'm gonna go look for someone to raid.
Fennec, you're next.
As next? Okay. As Fennec. I don't know what this voice is, but that's what we're doing. You can find me on just about everything at the Fennec Wolf. And I'm going to stop now because it's really ridiculous and I can't take myself seriously.
Trying so hard not to crack up.
You can find me pretty much everywhere at the Fennec Wolf. Instagram is that Fennec Wolf. I help run Nerdsmith. We're another collaboration of TTRPG people that do fun stuff.
I've also been on. They are fun.
Yes, which is how I found Chris. Anyways, but I'm also going to be here and trying to, now that I have time to, do more streaming things and running games and being on games, and there's some things coming I will eventually announce, but they're NDA stages, so can't say anything.
Ooh, fancy.
Dracus.
Hi, Dracus. I've been playing Rye this evening. You can usually find me here on Saturdays as well as Tuesdays, though I am out on Saturdays for the whole month of June. So guess you'll find me here this month as Rye, hopefully, and maybe then as somebody else for a while, because I seem to be making great decisions.
Well, not
necessarily as bad as Vern's, but yeah.
Yeah, but Vern had giant fuck off claws at least.
Only at the end. After I did most of my murders. Anyway. Yeah. So, if you get the chance, you should watch the backlog of Vampire the Masquerade games. I had a lot of fun with that. I really liked where my character ended up.
It's great. I want to pet Ace very much. I'm on episode 9, I think.
Ace's
Otherwise,
best boy.
you can find me on Discord and Instagram as actual Drakus, just like I am in chat here.
I just thought of a really bad joke that I'm sad our other player didn't make his character name Toast, because Ryan Toast. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think some spellings of shams is like French for eat. But
Sorry,
I don't
John.
know how it's spelled. I just heard it in a movie once and read the subtitle, and I'm like, oh, that's what I mean.
CHAM. Cham.
Andy.
Right. And my name is John. I've been your game mother this evening. Hopefully you've all had fun, whether watching live or in the future. I hope my players have had fun, because that's sort of the point of all of this.
Yes, Mota, we love being terrified.
Yep, that was classic Alien when it's like, wait, what? The ship is about to blow up. What? The contagions and the air scrubbers are not working. What? That's very classic Alien. Yes,
It is.
we have
Oh,
succeeded.
by the way, one of those things that had gone into hibernation has now been woken up by all of the radiation you've been venting into the floor.
Oh.
Oh, it is
Good.
just like The Expanse. Great.
So
We're
they
all
totally
gonna
made these
die.
disrepairs on purpose and we're fucking it up. Anyway.
Isn't that how most horror things go? Somebody fucks something up and then someone's like, ooh, this is broken, let me fix.
Yep.
Oh no,
Yeah.
a demon. Ah.
We're dead, but you know, we knew that it now the in improv terms the game is how can we die in the most interesting ways possible. And we just accidentally unlocked 5 more characters. Or more if one of us gets to play monster NPC.
I mean, there are rules for playing an infected, yes.
Fun fact, but I guess there's no chest bursters in this one. It's even worse. It's
Yes.
even worse.
Become one with the network.
Now it's not, let's just
Yeah,
avoid
okay.
those weird egg-shaped things. And now it's like, nope. Spores,
I
it's
was
airborne.
on high alert for the fucking eggs.
Yeah, someone had their face mask broken up, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's nope, blew his own face, okay.
All right. Well, good job, Alien, for getting one on us.
I'm just glad y'all had fun, and I'm really hoping we can continue to have a fun series of sessions here. And hope we can keep everyone entertained and that you'll all want me to be around and run other things.
I figured out how we're gonna lure them in to kill them. We put Wilson on a fishing pole and just dangle, and
Right.
they're behind with the
On
guns.
that note, following Alien, we will be playing G.I. Joe, the role-playing game using the Essence 20 system, the house system developed by Renegade Game Studios.
For 4 more
Following
sessions.
that, we will be doing Alien 5e. Not Alien 5e, Anime 5e, sorry. Anime 5e.
We could
So
have just
you'll be
played
able to
this in
watch-
5e!
I mean, if I adapt the Chthon from 3.5, kind of. Seriously, if anyone out there is still playing 3.5, the Book of Vile Darkness has some issues, but it also has the Chthon, which are among my favorite monsters in all of D&D. Just saying. So much fun, and the Xenomorph vibes are strong. Actually, Dungeon Dad has done 2 videos adapting them to 5th edition, one way back in the day and one more recently, and they are very, very good. So yes, if you want to add a little love to a 5th edition campaign, yes, and following Anime 5e, hopefully the Transformers core book will release, and people haven't been turned off to the Essence 20 system by G.I. Joe.
Well, at least this time we get to build our own characters.
Yes, which will help people, I think, better understand the system there. Because
instead of using module pre-gens that weren't copy edited.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looking at you, Power Rangers.
Hire copy editors and sensitivity consultants.
I mean, I don't recall sensitivity consultants being an issue for Power Rangers.
Oh, I just mean in general, if
Yeah,
you're making a
in general.
TTRPG.
Yeah.
I should clarify.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for joining us, chat.
Yep.
Because we are going to go raid Perception Check. I hope we gave you adequate, ridiculous, Red Dwarf meets alien shenanigans for a few hours. Because goodness knows we all need the distraction from news, world politics, and the heat that has hit New York City and probably other places as well.
Yeah, it has.
Which is the main reason we haven't had any feline interference from John's side of the chat, because the cats are all too tired to whine.
That or because there is a dedicated cat NPC, and therefore they are happy that there is finally representation.
Well, there was, and then you killed him. Her.
Because Lily was dead.
Damn it,
You're making assumptions after
so
Wilson
I guess...
said she was not wandering on the other ship, but you know.
And
there we
I
go.
locked her in her quarters.
All I'm going to say is I've given you all the clues you need.
This cat walks through walls. Okay.
No, the cat set off the damn self-destruct and then walked over.
Weyland-Utoni's evil! So evil! The cat was the sleeper agent? God damn it.
What was it? The secret ending of Silent Hill 2 or 3. I can't remember which is the one where you go into the room and it's the ship at Inu. Just like
that was Silent Hill 2.
Okay.
I'd like to point out that we're almost 30 minutes past our usual end time.
Sorry,
Dracus.
All right,
now
so chat.
Now the real question here is, am I fucking with them?
Well, you should be. This is Alien. So, chat, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We're gonna go raid Perception Studio.
Love your faces. Be nice to each other.
Yes, I hope we were distracting and ridiculous. I have no idea how long this VOD will be. And hopefully next week, I'll have made some better overlays and graphics for the next few games. Because my brain will have resolidified or something. But until we see you next, please take care of yourselves, please take care of each other, and please Diablerize responsibly. Bye!
Face hug responsibly, everyone.
Or mold monster responsibly.